What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of Los Bros Crypto, special edition because Super Comic Guru is away and doing his thing elsewhere at the moment. So he's not with us physically, but he is here voice wise. Say what up.
What up, family? You already know it's your boy, Super Comic Guru 187. Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, and your boy Pete Crypto LBC. Follow me on Twitter. You already know what it is. We got a special guest, Goddard. Um, Goddard, what's up, brother? Plug yourself in, fam.
What's up, you guys? Goddard. Twitter's DMBFIYTB. Um, I'm not crazy active on there, but I'm like involved in the crypto Twitter community for sure. So
All right, for sure, man. So we got a few things lined up. We are supposed to have another guest on here. Hopefully they can make it at some point. For the time being, we're just gonna make do with what we got. And first things first, Bitcoin halving is coming back. Or it's coming soon, coming real soon. Um, let's go. You want to tell them anything about the Bitcoin halving?
Nah, not really, man. I mean, it's coming. I think it's less than a month now. It'd be super fucking funny if it happens on 420. Like that's fucking super memeable.
Right,
So, that'd be dope, man. Hopefully, people start making hella transactions, man.
right,
Um,
right, right.
but yeah, man. I mean, right? We normally expect like peak bull run, normally anywhere between like 12, like 18 months, after the happening. So like this is just kind of like the go gun, right? This is like the beginning of the race. Boom, you know.
Yeah, hundred
If your
percent.
crypto is down right now, you might, and if you have conviction in your bags, you maybe want to double down on that. I know we were having a talk about that earlier, and yeah, man, happy fucking hunting, fellas. Like it's about to be wild in a year.
No, yeah, 100%, man. For those of us that are kind of along the same vibe right now in the crypto space, we we don't think that this is the major run. Some people think it is. Um, we there has to be some sort of correction coming here soon. At least nothing keep continuously go up as much as Bitcoin has and not come down a bit, at least, right? So the Bitcoin halving is coming in what is speculated to be 21 days, 13 hours, 6 minutes, and a little over 30 seconds as of right now. And
420.
yeah, buddy. Um, for anybody in the crypto community, like the Bitcoin halving is a big marker, just like my brother said. We all kind of have the same sentiment where after the Bitcoin halving, prices come down a little bit, but it starts to set up for the major bull run, right? I got a little graph up here of Bitcoin. Let's see. This is the Bitcoin USD chart on TradingView, and you can see this little area over here is kind of where we had the last major bull run. And this right here is where we are at right now at new all-time highs. Still sitting at these highs, higher highs than the previous bull run, which is absolutely bananas. Because if you take a look here in the previous crypto cycle, the previous Bitcoin cycle, this was like their major bull run in this area. Then this is the area where we would be at right now, and then leading into like the Bitcoin halving, and then from there the races start. And so yeah, this right here. Let me see if I can draw up a little bit. This right here is equivalent to this area here, um, and this right here is equivalent to this right here. So this is kind of where we're kind of pulling our sentiment towards the way the market's going to go. And like I said, if we do anything similar to the last cycle, as you can see, it went up, it came back down a little bit, after the Bitcoin halving, and then then it just slowly started to pick back up until things started going really parabolic, right? So kind of what we're expecting right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Um, let's see. Well, anyways, so yeah, man, super bullish on crypto. Now is definitely the best time, or one of the best times, to get into it and just start learning at least, and learning what down cost averaging means, and kind of applying a strategy to the way you're going to enter the market. Um, for those of us, we've been kind of in it for years now, and we've been kind of participating heavy since early last year, when we started up the stream. And if you guys would have been participating around then, you're definitely up. For those of you that just got in, you're probably going to see some downside. Hopefully, you don't get shaken out. If you're watching this right now, diamond hand, whatever, saying down cost average, that's low key what we're kind of doing, right, Cisco?
Right. Right. Yeah. Just kind of keep holding on to your cryptos. If you haven't made any gains on it yet, I wouldn't suggest rotating shit. I mean, obviously, when the bull's here, everything pretty much pumps. Um, so yeah, I mean, regardless, I mean, you could be sitting on the sideline kicking yourself in the ass. Like, why? Unless you're like some sort of savvy investor, right? But most people typically tend to buy on green days, man. That's just what happens. It's just like the market psychology about it. So if you're dumping your bags when they're low to get into something that's high, then you're doing it wrong. Ideally, you want to get out of something that's produced profits for you, something that's high, and go into something low. Um, but yeah, man, if that's not if that and if you don't feel comfortable doing trades like that, then ideally the next best thing you could do is just try to stack more money, more dry powder, work some extra shifts, go travel, find work, do what you got to do, man, to keep pumping your bags. Because ideally, this is the time, right? 12 to 18 months from now, we're
Yeah.
going to be in the full on bull market, man. So like that's when your bags are going to pump the most, regardless of what fucking tokens you have. Most tokens will pump.
Right. The normally the way that things kind of worked in previous cycles is that first little run up is majority just Bitcoin and maybe some of the top performers, and maybe not even like as what has been displayed in this current cycle, right? It's I mean, the crypto space is fucking wild, right? There's definitely some wild shit going on. Solana getting almost back to all-time highs. Certain cryptos breaking new all-time highs. You know, it's bananas because in this cycle, in this part of the cycle previously, like I said, it's just majority Bitcoin, doing its thing, comes back down. The Bitcoin halving happens, and when the Bitcoin halving happens, that's when like the liquidity starts to really rush to the rest of the crypto space, right? So you guys got like a little appetizer of what we got right now, but once like that, you know, that liquidity gets spread out a little more, it's going to pick up the whole market like you've never seen. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be absolutely bananas. Yo, shout out to Pothead. Pothead said, "Yo, got the thumbs up, man." Shout out Pothead, man. He's always showing up to the stream.
Oh, Piehead's always showing some love.
Always
Appreciate you,
showing
Piehead.
love. Yeah, let's go.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
Um,
Yo, and just to piggyback off kind of what you were saying there, man, is like as far as like Bitcoin pumping, bro, it's that like right now, if last time Bitcoin was at these highs, bro, 60 close to 69,000, um, there was a total global market cap of like three and change, bro, 3 trillion and change. Right now, even though Bitcoin's at a newer highs than it was prior to last or before, right? In the bull run of 2021, the market cap right now is only like 2.8 trillion dollars. So like, just imagine all that extra money going into your alts,
right,
and that's kind of what makes up the difference. The fact that we're at a total global lower total global market cap for all the cryptocurrencies in general, and Bitcoin's making new highs. Like, wait till that Bitcoin dominance comes down, and Bitcoin kind of just stays stagnant a little bit, giving room for all the alts to run up. Like, the majority of difference goes into fucking alts. So like, yeah, it's gonna be a fat runner, man. For anybody that don't believe,
right.
alts
It's
pump.
it's
They're
gonna
gonna pump.
it's gonna be wild, man. And you know what? The other thing too is like, there's been some cryptos that have done phenomenal, right? We got Solana, Injective, Say, just to name a few. Obviously, Base, which we're probably going to talk about in a little bit here. Um, you know, some of these layer twos, some of these coins have done quite well, and then there's still certain cryptos that have not done as well, but low key, some of those cryptos probably won't start moving till the next part in the cycle, right? Which is what we're talking about, where you know Bitcoin kind of picks up the liquidity in the rest of the crypto space, and then you're going to start to see some of these cryptos come back to life. At least some of the good ones. And in this case, I think you know Pulse Chain has been under a lot of scrutiny lately. They've been having a lot of beef and drama within the community. It's kind of crazy, but it's a good network. You don't get I mean, it's probably one of the most decentralized networks available out there at the current moment. It's brand new. It's a cycle one crypto. You know what I'm saying? It's its first cycle. It was just launched last year, and I mean, there's still a lot of room for it to grow. Me and my brother are actually talking about rotating some profits and buying up some of this dip on Pulse Chain when it comes to like Pulse X, Pulse Chain, and maybe some of the other projects that we're kind of looking into at the moment. Yo, shout out to everybody that got into launch. Yo, anybody that right. I wish I had that fucking chart pulled up. You know what I'm saying? I might just pull it up on him if Cisco, you don't mind taking the wheel real quick on launch.
Yeah, man. So for those of you guys that don't know what launch was, essentially, man, it is just another launch pad, right? I think they're claiming to be the first one, but I think they did have one called Pulse Launch on Pulse Chain. But essentially, man, just a launch pad is just a place where people can kind of get together, access funds. Kind of you ask the people to become like VCs into projects, man. And this launch pad, right, is giving kind of power to the community, bro, because you can, well, you were able to buy these launch tokens, right, which ideally don't really have any value besides what they trade, right, for what you're trading them for. But if you stake them, right, which I know staking is a huge thing now this cycle around, and a shout out to Hex because they were one of the first tokens to do that shit. All praise Richard Hart. But staking just kind of gives you a little bit of what do you call it, like it helps the price out, right, man? There's a lot of buying pressure if you're holding your tokens and they're all locked. So it's pretty dope. But if you stake your launch tokens through launch, you'll then start earning points on their launch pad. The more points you have, the more of a vote you'll be able to sway new projects in, right? So the development team will put out like a bunch of projects, right, that want to launch on Pulse Chain
Right,
through
just like
launch,
just like just like
and
any launch pad on, you know what I'm saying? There's
right,
several launch pads, but yeah, any new projects that are coming into the space, seeking a more legitimate route instead of just doing, crazy launches on a crazy sketchy website. Um, you know,
right. Send your fucking Pulse to this address, and hopefully you get some tokens back.
yeah, type shit. And that's, that I think that's why launch is so big, right? Because it's going to bring some innovation and some more eyes into Pulse Chain. You know what I'm saying? Now that there's some legitimate projects coming into the space, which is super cool. Because until now, it's just been a whole lot of crazy ass meme coins and uh, weird type of coins. I don't, you guys already know. Cisco's already talking about. Super Comic Guru was talking about it last stream. Some dick with butt
And
and all that.
but but it's dope because like if you do hold this Launchpad token launch, and you did like me and my brother were able to access the pre-sale for it, dude, and we're riding that shit, which is dope. Um, Now we're also participating in the stake to earn more points with them. The more you stake, the more points you earn, the more you'll be able to get to sway kind of what projects are going to go and launch off of this launch pad. Not only that, but if you're participating in the network, man, you'll also get like whitelisted or earlier access to the pre-sales to different projects that are going to be launching using Launchpad.
Right. And
So, I
and
mean, for
normally,
me, I see utility. Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, man. Like that's kind of like the utility of the token, bro. That anything that does want to launch, I know they got some dope ass projects lined up. They got like a wallet that's they're gonna try to launch on that, and then
Ooh,
fuck, there was
dope.
another project on it I saw, but there's another project that really come high. I forgot what it was called, man. But oh, a bridge. They're doing like a multi-chain bridge, man. That's going to be able to swap in and out of Arbitrum and other big chain layer ones.
Oh, that's
So
right.
like, just going to make access even easier, right? So like, so granted, even if you don't like launch pads, right? The fact that they're already proposing these dope ass ideas just speaks volumes on the community of launch, right? On Pulse Chain. And the fact that they're trying to better our network, dude, by getting an easier bridge in and out from different layer ones. Because right now I think it's only that Ethereum. I think you can do it on BNB. But yeah, like it's very limited. It's very scarce. It's really hard to get into Pulse Chain right now, which is ideally what you kind of want to. By the time this thing's mainstream and it's on in centralized exchanges and shit, like just remember what happened with Shiba Inu. Like everybody was scratching their fucking head. How the fuck do I get in this token? How do I do this? How do I get there? How do I bridge in? How do I fucking buy Shiba? By the time it was listed on Coinbase, man, it was like the last rally and then it fucking died.
Right, right. Um, yeah, bro. And so the way that other launch pads work, and I'm pretty sure this is the way this is going to be working, is the amount of like tokens you have staked with them is pretty much a marker of like how much you'll be able to get in on the pre-sales for any projects launching on that launch pad. So that's why we staked, right? That's what we said earlier. We staked so that we can participate in some of these future projects coming to Launchpad. And low key, I'm not gonna lie to you. I bought in a little more before I sent my staking. And I actually, Cisco, I'll probably try to go over your house tomorrow and get that squared off for you because I think we only got like a day left.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah, it's
I'm
only 24 hours as of 20
yeah
hours now. But yeah,
yeah I'll go and do that for you tomorrow. But yeah, man. Right now launch is relatively low. I think it's at great buying prices, at least for myself as a strategy. If I was getting into it, if I wasn't already in, I know this chart doesn't look super profitable, but this is like the when it relaunched right here um, in this area, and we kind of bought in probably around somewhere around this area is probably like the pre-sale prices. So technically, we're still up. And at some point, I know if you rotated some profit, this did run up somewhere around. Oh shoot. I'm kind of messing this thing. Um well, anyways, I can't get this thing to go down. Um, so at the top of the wick, somewhere around like 18 cents, 19 cents, and from the body of the candle, about 17 cents, from really low prices. I mean, from the bottom at 6 cents all the way to, 17 cents. What you got there? Somewhere like a 3x, 4x, maybe 5x going to the top of the wick. So
Wait,
there
could you
was,
go to the daily? I'm trying to look up the chart on my end, but I can't. Could you click the daily?
yeah, I got you.
I kind of want to see what that's looking like. I'm
Yeah.
interested in what you guys are saying. I'm not really in. I'm not into. Okay, yeah, that's a good buying price.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think there's some support there. I was low key just watching it kind of play out right now as we were talking. I was like, is this thing gonna keep dipping or and I think there's some buys coming in, so we might see a floor soon. And if not, if it keeps dipping like DCA and what I'm saying?
Oh, this is new, bro. This is like a
Oh,
week old.
yeah, bro, this is fresh, brother. The total market cap right now is 7.12 million. So $7.12 million, bro, which is pretty much a micro cap when you talking about crypto terms, especially when you're talking about decent projects with tech and a good team behind it. And obviously, they did kind of scuff their first launch. It was kind of didn't go as planned, but low key they executed quickly, professionally, and relaunched maybe a few days later, and pretty much had no effect on anybody. Nobody pretty much lost money, and anybody that got in on that pre-sale is still is still up because that's when we got in, right? But they were so good, so quick with it, and they had a ton of support, man. I mean, people want to see this thing go. Like they want to see this thing like, succeed and do its thing because it's speculated to be one of the biggest projects on Pulse Chain, and it could really bring in a whole new group of viewers into Pulse Chain, or participants. I mean, you know, I know it sounds wild, right? Because like, oh, why would like a product in the ecosystem bring in more volume into a network? Like, why, if the network can do it? Like, okay, when we were talking about this stuff last year, and we would tell a lot of our friends, family, like, yo, you should get in, da da da. It's great time to be participating right now, da da da. People really weren't listening to us, man. And we're like, man, like your profit margins right here are gonna be absolute bananas if you can just hold on through this little area, the bear market, and just kind of ride it out like you're gonna be sitting Gucci. And nobody was really like giving us the time of day, man. Like feel like, oh yeah, 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 I'm gonna look into it. Da, da, da. Like nobody really hit us up or blah blah blah. We made the YouTube channel and our people were like not even watching it because they can give a fuck, right? They could care less. And then what happened was Pepe started running up, right? And bro, because Pepe ran up, bro, it brought in a whole new crowd of new crypto users, man, because of all the noise that Pepe was making, right? Where, I think the biggest story was like some dude that put in $27 and pulled out or made like $1 million off of it, yada yada yada. But the moment people start hearing like, oh my God, you can, motherfucker became rich. Like I want to be rich, and then at that point, everybody started hitting us up. They're like, yo, what's up with this crypto stuff? Like, what up? What's up with Pepe? Like, and low key that brought in a whole lot of volume into Ethereum and kind of made Ethereum pop off. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like,
So hang on. I just kind of want to expand on that, dog.
right,
Because like as far as like these meme tokens kind of making a network more valuable, because you're right, man. It is like retail, man. That's essentially playing on all these shit coins, man. And I think that's something that like Pulsechain is lacking. But a better example would probably be like the Base, right? Base network. I know
yeah,
it's making the rounds right now too. I know Solana is going crazy with their meme tokens.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
So,
Base network is definitely going up too, bro. And more people are kind of jumping into Base, man, because of all the shit coinery that's going on over there. And people, I mean, there's people making gains, bro. I personally know a handful of guys that are, calling me every once in a while, like, hey, man, I just threw a couple hundred in this, man. I'm up a couple thousand now. And I'm like, yeah, bro, good on you. Just be careful because it's shit coins, right? Like,
right,
will it make you a billionaire, man? Who knows? And if it does by that point, bro, there's probably a bunch of millionaires, billionaires that are like sitting on top of your head.
right,
So just be careful with shitcoins, man. But ideally, shitcoins do get people into networks, man. Like that's the whole reason Base is kind of having the success that it's having right now. Because I mean, I don't even think it's a really good chain, bro. I think it's something needs to be tested during peak bull run, man. When shit's going crazy, I'm really kind of excited to see how they perform. Because I know their app is always going down. I know Solana was having trouble too, keeping up, and the speed started really fucking tanking when people were overusing the chain. So it'll be interesting to see how Base performs. But yeah, man, these shit coins, man, like these shit coins kind of get people into the market, which is,
so,
I don't know,
so,
man. I don't know. I want to say it's ironic, but no.
so low key, I kind of want to talk about some of these L2s and some of these newfound volume like base, and probably maybe some of the reasons on why. But before we advance any further, I want to touch up again a little bit on ERC 404s, right? I know if you guys been participating in our last streams, you guys have heard about gophers, right? We put it out there, what I'm saying, at your own risk, you know, come check out this project when it was at, during its pre-sale. And if you got in, good on you. As you guys can see on the chart, one gopher is equal to $2,074 at the current moment. At the highs here at the top of this wick, it was somewhere around 2,400. and at the top of this candle here, 2,300. So at some point you could have made that much more profit, but either way, it's still pretty fucking good because we started down here somewhere around the 951 range. So we are technically up a 2x and some change, which is not super crazy. But this literally happened in a matter of maybe a week or so, a week or 2 weeks, right? And we kind of felt that this was going to do that. I don't know if this is going to continue to keep going up, but either way, like if you guys went in kind of hefty, like me and my brother did, we're kind of sitting chilling. We're chilling. We're sitting nice right now, and just kind of like super sick that it kind of worked out because we definitely rotated some money from I rotated money from ETH. You rotated from Pulse, right?
Right. Yeah,
Right.
I did throw some pulse.
Yeah. So low key, the fact that we were able to throw like a nice, decent chunk of change at this, and for it to double up like that, easy peasy without really having to go through too many tribulations. And low key, it's still holding structure, so this could still go up. Who knows? But if you guys wanted to, pull profit or rotate some of your profits, like now would not be a bad time. We Loki were kind of talking about it, and we're not just gonna completely leave. We're definitely gonna be keeping our eyes on it. Maybe leave a little bag in there, what have you, and then maybe get back in at a better entry point. Who knows, right? It's up to you guys to do whatever you guys want. Could this be a a good long term hold? Like, yeah, low key, it could be, but also like it's very risky as well. So do with that information as you will. Um, anyway, so that's the last 404 that we talked about, and I know we kind of broke down the 404s a little bit, but there's still some people out there that are kind of like a little like it's still a little bit like not knowing what these 404s are. And I got pulled up I typed in how do ERC 404s work on Google, and this is like their quick definition pulled off of WebC World. I don't know if it's a credible source, but this they're not speaking false things here. So how does ERC 404 work? The ERC 404 standard operates on a mint and burn mechanism, enabling the fractional transfer of an NFT. In essence, when a full token representing an NFT is bought, the corresponding NFT is minted to the buyer's wallet. Conversely, when fractions of the token are sold, the linked NFT is burned, right? And what does that mean in layman's terms? Is you have your NFT, right, which is an ERC 721. And this NFT, regular NFTs are ERC 721. And anybody that's been in the NFT world, when you own an NFT, you list it on an NFT market, right? And you list it for whatever price, and then it's a game of waiting, right? It's a game of time. At that point, then you're just waiting for somebody to be like, oh yeah, this looks like a great price, or this is an NFT I really want. That's a price I'm willing to pay. And then they buy it, right? But the amount of time it takes for you to sell off that NFT, if you want to sell one, could take anywhere between minutes, hours, days, months, depending on the cost. Like, it's cool. I love NFTs. A lot of us in the space love NFTs. We're real DJing with it sometimes. Me and my brother recently got really kind of DJing with it, and we picked up a Utes NFT a piece. Just because we thought it's a great entry level, and we still think it is, and I think they're cooking some stuff. But anyways, so NFTs are cool. They're non-fungible, so that means like they can't be replicated. And one NFT is always one NFT, right? But the only way to really trade them, or you have to list them and play a waiting game. Then you have ERC20, right? ERC20 is like the standard for tokens for anything that's EVM compatible, right, on Ethereum, or anything that's compatible with Ethereum, right? So any token. So in this case, just Ethereum. Ethereum itself is ERC20. You can buy chunks of Ethereum, you can buy a whole Ethereum, you can sell chunks, you can sell whole Ethereum, you can sell multiple Ethereums, like right then and there on demand, right? Because there's instant liquidity, right? That's what tokens have. They provide a high liquidity option, as where NFTs don't have that liquidity. ERC 404s combine the two, right? Where you need to buy a certain amount of this ERC20, right? A token, right? So in this case, we'll use Gophers. One Gopher token equaled one Gopher NFT, right? So the moment that you bought a whole token, then at that point you had an NFT strapped to that one whole token buying. The moment you sell half or a piece, whatever, the moment you sell to where you have less than one whole, that NFT now gets burned, and then you you have to mint another one by buying the whole token again, right? In which case you're going to get a completely different NFT. Whether if it looks the same, it'll be a higher ID number, or it'll look completely different, right? Um, which is cool because it presents a high liquidity situation for NFTs where like you can either trade the NFT and sell it as a whole, right? Or you can sell the tokens off instead if you wanted to sell instantly, right? So it's a new dynamic, new tech that's coming into the crypto space, and I hope that made it a little easier. There, I did drop some alpha in our Discord. If you guys are interested, make sure you guys join the Discord under DGenAF, the channel DGenAF in the Los Worlds Crypto Discord. I dropped some alpha today on some of the new 404s that have dropped into the crypto space, and I'll go over them real quick. One is I think it's like Super Saiyan Bot. It goes under it's under the ticker Super. You can check it out on CoinHall. I think it's at some great buying levels right now. It just launched on the 30th. So yes, earlier today I think it launched. Was it? Yeah, earlier today, like early today. I don't know, sometime in the break of dawn. I don't know when the hell it launched. I didn't have no pre-sale into it, and low key I wanted to see if it was gonna dip anyways, and it low key did. So I'm low key DCing into this. It's the first 404 on Say, so you can trade it on CoinHall.org, and you're gonna have to trade Say for Super to be able to get to be able to get the 404, and I think you need a total of like 50,000 tokens to equal one NFT, right? Which is something like 20, 25, $30 right now at the moment, or it might even be cheaper because this was earlier, and I think it's come down and come back up a little bit. I don't know where it's really sitting at, but I'm guessing it's something like right there. If you see the last sell, it was $25, and that was equivalent to 50,000 tokens, and that was about 1823, which is about a couple hours ago. So yeah, so I'm guessing it's somewhere around $25. So that's something that you guys can check out if you guys want to know a little bit more about it. Join our Discord. I put out a whole content on it. Was somebody gonna say something?
Nope.
Oh, okay, cool. I heard a voice. But so that's the first 404 on Say. I know that we were participating in an NFT project that was supposed to produce the first one. I don't know, whatever. If they produce the second one, fine. Like we say, it was a high risk play. We're still holding to see if they really deliver, whatever. Either way, if they can do it better, like we'll be cool. Anyway, so this one's on Say. This next one here is Yakuza, and Yakuza is on Injective, right? And the way you're gonna have to go about it is you're gonna have to buy some Inge, trade it for Cage. You can also trade this on CoinHall, and then trade your Cage for YKZ. Why do you have to do it that way? It affects the 404 minting and burning process. So like if you buy directly with Injective into YKZ, you'll get the tokens, but you won't get the NFT. So make sure that you guys do it appropriately for the time being. I don't know if that'll change, but or that's a mechanism for them to derive more liquidity into their DeFi product, native token, which is Cage, right? This is Cage. Yakuza was made by Cage Finance, which is like a DeFi product project in Injective, and they're quite popular. So low-key, that's why I'm kind of looking at this, and this is the second 404 on Injective. So I'm low-key kind of bullish, and same thing, kind of DCing into this. Not a bad prices. Well, they're kind of high. I'm not gonna lie to you, but they're sitting at like 186 per Yakuza, and in this one, it's one Yakuza per NFT, right? So $186 per NFT at this point. But if it does anything like the previous 404 on say, it should do something crazy. I think that one went up to like upwards of 1,000 and change, some like 30 some injective, and then it's sitting somewhere around between like the low 20s, no high 20s, right? Somewhere around the high 20s, mid 20s, somewhere around there. But anyways, that thing did its thing, and you're still heavily in profit if you just held, if you participated in the pre-sale on that, or you bought at some of the early um, prices. And then the next one is a 404 that's not out yet, but from my understanding, it'll be the first 404 on Phantom Network. It is tied to this project Knuckles on Phantom. The ticker is F Knuckles, and pretty much if you buy and hold this token, hopefully you'll get whitelisted into Emerald, which will be their 404 on Phantom. So super speculative, super risky. Make sure you guys do your own research, all that good stuff. And if you guys want to revisit some of this information, make sure you guys join the Los Bros Discord. Go into the DJNAF channel and check out all that information that I provided there, so that you guys can do your research and check it out, man. It's new tech, man. It's cool stuff, man. Low key, I think it's going to, some of these 404s are going to perform very well into the next bull run. But at this moment, you can, get in on low prices. Maybe pull out your initial and just kind of ride on free money, and to the major bull run. But yeah, that's my little recap on 404s. So now I kind of want to talk about, before we get into the layer twos, I want to talk about the Ethereum ETF, right? The whole reason why Bitcoin pumped this high, a big reason that it pumped to the levels that we're at right now, is heavily due to the fact that Bitcoin ETF passed, right? And what that means is that groups like BlackRock can now sell Bitcoin to the retail in an easy manner, just like Robinhood does to everybody else, right? Like everybody that thinks they do stocks is pretty much on Robinhood. Like a lot of people are on Robinhood because it's easy. People don't want to do the work, and so what BlackRock is doing is making it that easy for the consumer or the retail to buy into Bitcoin. So that brought in a whole lot of volume into Bitcoin and giving us these new all-time highs during a period where it's probably only supposed to revisit about 60% of its way up from the last time. But anyways, I got a little article here on BlackRock. This is on CoinDesk. It's an alright news source. It's credible enough for me to pull my information from at this point, because I've already done the research. We already know an Ethereum ETF hasn't speculated for a good while, right? I mean, this potentially could be the reason why the rest of the crypto market picks up after the Bitcoin halving. When this Ethereum ETF passes, this is going to create a crazy liquidity like run like we've never seen before. And I think between the Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF is how we're probably going to pull off a something close to like 10 to 15 trillion dollar market cap this next major bull run, right? For those of you that have been following us for a little bit, and how we have talked about that, and Bitcoin possibly getting to what was it, 241,000? We were saying, Super Common Guru.
241, 240, and it's crazy, bro, because like there's a lot of big people playing on this shit, bro. I think Richard Hart, low key, is even doing that as well, man. I believe he put in a couple $1 million worth of the Pulse Chain Stack money into that, and we don't know if it's Richard Hart, right? But we do know it's the Pulse Chain Stack money that's riding Ethereum. And there's even this crazy theory going on right now, bro, that says that even if from the price we got in at, which I think was like 3,700 was when he bought all that. If those if that millions of dollars turns into like if Ethereum just goes to like a good $10,000 or $11,000 per token, he could literally rotate all that money that the stack funds made from Ethereum back into Pulse Chain. He could literally 100x every single fucking token. That's Hex, that's fucking incentive token, that's Pulse X and Pulse Chain. So if you have a bag of any of those, bro, times it by 100, bro, at the point that Ethereum hits 11,000, and then get the fuck out. But
Right.
realistically, man, I don't think that that'll be his exact thing, and he's not gonna do it all in one fell swoop. I'm sure he's gonna do how he's been doing, just incremental buys, bro. Get people bullish on it. You start seeing fucking green candles, people will start buying in.
So
People will get shaken out. People will leave, and then more people will come in. So yeah,
right,
I
right,
think it's a
right.
solid play.
And for those of you that are like, why did he just rotate the money yet? Like right now, why does he do all that now? I think, like you said, he's gonna rotate some of that, and I think he's heavily trying to peg Pulse Chain with Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? So that some of these Ethereum whales come over to Pulse Chain. You know what I'm saying? Without having to exit out of their position on ETH. Um, I mean, anyways, the whole thing is ETH, right? ETH is the whole center point to all of this, right? And if an ETH ETF passes, or when the ETH ETF passes, anything that contributes to Ethereum, right? Layer twos, some of these Ethereum parallel chains that work with Ethereum, EVM compatible chains like Phantom, Pulse Chain, even probably even Binance, are going to catch some of that liquidity, which if we pulled off, or when we pull off this like 10 to 15 trillion dollar market cap for the crypto space, bro, it's going to be liquidity and volume like we've never seen before, and it's kind of like duh, right? Like every next major bull run is bigger than the last one, but I think this is going to be so massive, like you guys can't even fathom. Like you guys think but we'll revisit this shit when it happens, all right? But pretty much here
Right,
the
and
oh, go ahead.
right, and I'm just saying like a good indicator of how fat this bull run's gonna be, man. I think is this unprecedented fucking thing that happened pre-halving is that Bitcoin reached new all-time highs, bro. The fact that we're at a new all-time highs now before a bull run, I think is bananas. Before the halving is fucking unheard of. Like if this 4-year cycle does continue to play out the way it does or has been, then we're in for a real treat next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be so bananas, man. Just remember, man, the way Bitcoin has pumped, made new all time highs, is definitely due to the fact that the ETF passed or whatever. So when the Ethereum ETF passes, it's gonna be fucking bananas. But here's a little bullish article that I pulled up for you guys. Title is BlackRock's Think, because I think the ETH ETF is going to send the whole market. So BlackRock Sphinx says Ether ETF is possible even if ETH is a security. The BlackRock CEO isn't worried about the U.S. Securities and Exchange classifying Ethereum's Ether as a security, right? That's fucking big, right? Because I know there's a lot of cases out in the market right now. Pulse Chain is one of them. Solana is one of them. There's quite a few chains that are part of an ongoing SEC, court case. And low key, there's going to be so many catalysts going into the next major bull run. I'm sure a lot of these NFTs, or at least the good ones, are going to beat their securities allegations, right? Like Pulse Chain, I think is going to be one. Um, the Ethereum ETF passes. Um, Bitcoin halving is behind us, and the presidential election. We have, oh, don't get me started, man, because yes, the presidential election does have a lot to do with market sentiment and low key, man. We're not gonna talk about politics, man, but the majority of the crypto space is definitely riding with Donald Trump. Do with that what you will. You guys stay true to yourself, whatever. But for those of us that want to see crypto doing good, we know that we're going to need somebody like Donald Trump in, back into presidency for a lot of this stuff to go down. So there's a whole different like crazy amount of variables, and low key we kind of need them all to just fall in place together. And if they do and when they do, that's going to be the reason why the market completely explodes. But anyways, back to the article. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink said Ether ETF would still be possible even if the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission designates the cryptocurrency as a security, which would increase the regulatory scrutiny around the second largest digital asset. Because we've been talking about this for a hot minute. Ethereum is the second largest crypto in all of crypto space. Ask Wednesday on Fox
Right. Hold
Business.
on.
Oh, go ahead.
So right. So not just that, right, dude? But like, I think I almost feel like this fucking thing is just like a ploy to get everybody in, bro. To be honest, I think people are like just kind of flooding out hex, saying, "Oh yeah, it's a security." When low key, fucking Gary Gensler, bro, the head of the SEC, had already deemed it not a security. He deemed Bitcoin and Ethereum not a security. So the fact that this is even on the table again for Ethereum to be registered as a security, I think that's bullshit. I think they're just letting fucking a lot of the fucking big corporate businesses, man, to kind of get in right
Yeah, they're
now at a
buying them
cheaper
time
level.
for sure.
Yeah, they're buying them exactly. They're buying them time. Hey,
Yeah.
but with that being said, man, I kind of gotta head out, dog. I gotta talk to my family, bro, and it's getting late. I gotta work early, so I'm gonna have to leave you fucking high and dry, dude.
All right, no problems, big dog. I'll catch you later, man.
Nah, man, it's been real, man.
That's super
You're
comic guru
crushing it,
for you
dog. Good
guys.
job on the stream, bro. Killing it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
See you
sir.
later.
Yes, sir. So, anyways, back to the article. Asked Wednesday on Fox Business whether BlackRock, which has made waves in crypto through its Bitcoin exchange traded fund, which is the Bitcoin ETF, introduced earlier this year, could still list an ETF that holds Ethereum's Ether if the crypto is a security. He replied, "I think so." The SEC is reportedly taking a good look at the question of whether Ether is a security. Fortune reported earlier this month that a regulator is seeking to classify Ether as one and has sent subpoenas to several companies as part of the inquiry. Like we said earlier, like that's crazy though, because this technically has already been classified as a non-security. So like we said, they're just trying to FUD to buy corporations more time, because low key that's how the fucking government works. This caused concern over whether this would mean an Ether ETF would even be possible in the U.S. But Fink's confidence is a striking note of optimism. 8 potential issuers, including BlackRock, have submitted filings with the SEC to bring a spot Ether exchange traded fund to the market. The final decision by the regulator regulator is due in May, with industry experts predicting that applications won't get approved regardless of what the SEC finds nature of either to be. BlackRock is also one of the now 11 issuers of spot Bitcoin ETFs. The asset management giants fund, the iShares Bitcoin Fund (IBIT), is by far the most successful spot Bitcoin fund, after collecting more than 15 billion in assets after only 2.5 months. Um, IBIT is the fastest growing ETF in the history of ETFs. Fink said on Fox Business, "Look, I'm very bullish on the long term viability of Bitcoin," he said. "We're creating now a market that has more liquidity, more transparency, and I'm pleasantly surprised, and I would never have predicted that before." Um, anyways, it just it goes on. The article goes on. You guys can go check this out on CoinDesk and read the whole thing. It just goes on, and just kind of breaks down the fact that, like, regardless of what they're saying, and you got to think, like, this is big institutional money, man. Like, they get their way, right? Like I said, the SEC is probably just trying to buy some time for um other big corporations to get in. You know what I'm saying? Shake out some of the weak hands, some of this retails, to get them to buy back in at a higher price later on. That's why it's kind of crucial that you guys, you know, figure out your strategy, because these mofos are going to try and scare you out of this shit. Like 100%. This is not going to be an easy ride. Goddard, has it been easy to get to where we're at right now? At this point, has it been an easy ride at any point?
That's a good question, bro. Like, no, no, it hasn't. No, uh,
You remember some of the sentiment that we had last year, like all that roller coaster shit, like how many people were flooding the crap out of the market, like, this is it, send it to zero, we're never gonna go back up, like we're never gonna get past all time highs. That last run was the last run. Like, you remember all that stuff?
bro. That's kind of why I take time away from crypto Twitter. You feel me? Like back in May 2020, like I'll keep it short, but like a journey of like how I could validate that it wasn't easy was like May 2020 was the previous halving, like May 17th, 2020, and I had just found out about this shit, got into it, and I became able to notably invest like 2 months later, right? And I saw like overall a nice return on my investment when at the time I had got in, Bitcoin was like sub 10K, ETH was sub 200K. I wasn't really
Ooh.
focused on altcoins, but even the small portfolio I had in altcoins performed well because, like you guys were saying earlier, most of all these coins do rise. So it wasn't easy because it first started with studying what this was all about: blockchains, decentralization, mining, proof of work, different ways of validating, etc. But once I grew like a genuine appreciation for the tech and at least being able to imagine what it could do for people, even the everyday like Joe Schmo, is what it's like. I looked at this shit like an equalizer, so I went all in, bro. And it wasn't easy, bro, because then we had, like you guys were saying, 12 months out after the halving, we usually see like a new all-time high, and then we see not a new, yeah, a newer all-time high, and then we see a crash. So like May 2021, I remember peak portfolio, peak euphoria. Elon Musk Dogecoin thing had happened like a month prior, and just peak everything, man. And then it tanked, and I did not sell because I was intrigued with NFTs at that point. Bored Apes had just came out April 2021.
Right, bro. And low key, that was like the last bit um of the cycle, right? Before everything came crashing down, right? NFT started fucking exploding, right? Bored Ape yacht clubs went crazy, which then brought in a whole influx of different NFT projects, and then I think then gave birth to the massive NFT market that is on Solana. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us were playing a lot on Solana during the bear market and buying some of these crappy NFT projects and some good ones. Shout out to Lucid Punks. You already know what it is. Shout out to Youth Club. Shout out to everybody, all the fan, no Pepe's gang, all that. But um, anyways, low key, the the NFT cycle starts towards the end of the crypto cycle, right? If I'm not mistaken, Goddard.
Yeah, no, that's completely right, dude. And Ethereum at that point becomes almost like inoperable, bro, because
Right.
I was very foolish, right? Like custodying my assets in BlockFi, which we know now went bankrupt with all these huge like
Yeah.
custodian loaning lending services were fucking fraud.
Yeah.
I had all my ETH, all my Bitcoin in there, right? And I would just funnel from BlockFi to Coinbase to my MetaMask, and I was going crazy on OpenSea, dude. Like a, I have like 1,000 transactions in my MetaMask wallet, dude, just for alone from like. And dude, the fees got crazy, man. At some point during this bull run, people are gonna say, "Yo, ETH is trash," and these layer twos are gonna be going, like you guys were saying earlier, going berserk.
Right. So that's actually great, bro. I love how all this is coming together. But so the Ethereum ETF is going to fucking absolutely launch ETH, obviously, and anything that's paired or tied or uses EVM code, any of that, anything Ethereum related is probably going to absolutely skyrocket. But yeah, then you're left with that whole point of like at the when Ethereum starts to skyrocket, even a few weeks ago when we were doing some stuff when we bought the Utes NFT, bro, I paid like $100 in gas fees, which like it's cool. I know last bull run, ETH gas fees were a lot crazier, bro. But I think at one point, man, I made a transaction on ETH last bull run, and it cost me like 300 and some dollars worth of
Bro,
ETH.
it was like a phenomenon. I think it's called like gas dot WTF or something.
Right.
People were running to that just to see all the thousands of dollars that they've like, basically lost the fees. And that's why people kind of feel like, yo, where's the airdrop? Whatever, even if it doesn't come, it's like that's what sparked the whole idea of people wanting kind of a return from that, bro. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%, man. And so, like, do I still think ETH is a good pickup? Yeah. Here's the thing. When Ethereum gets to new all-time highs, it's fucking skyrocketing. Shit's going bananas. Yes, fees are probably going to f you, right? Or at least those new people getting in at those tops during the major bull run, because it's gonna happen. That's how it happens. That's how we get to the next peak. Is you get motherfuckers buying the top. Oh well, they should have tuned in to Los Rose Crypto. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, not sorry. If you guys are here now watching this, like good on you. You know what to expect. But if you get in early, even if you picked up Ethereum right now at like 3,600 is where it's at right now, and say during the major bull run, Ethereum kicks up to about 10K, 15K. I'm just throwing numbers out there. Some people are gonna probably call me nuts. I think it's possible. Anyways, anywhere between like 10, 15K, maybe even 20K. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. We can't predict the future. In which case, gas fees are going to be absolutely nuts. But those of us that got in a little early, say you got in at this point, and ETH is worth at 15K, you picked up a couple ETH, and you're doing some plays on Ethereum at that time because shit's gonna be pumping still. Some microcaps are gonna be going. Maybe you want to pick up some NFTs before they start going crazy. I guess you're going to be like, crap, dog. Like this gas fee just ate me up. 0.01 ETH right now probably worth $100. Then probably be worth 1,000 or two. But the liquidity, right? There's going to be ETH being the second biggest crypto, second biggest or biggest network. Um, with that comes a whole lot of liquidity. Liquidity just means money. The amount of money pooled into Ethereum, which means that yes, there's high transaction fees, but you can literally move around giant sacks of money throughout Ethereum without having to be scared that there's not going to be enough liquidity, and when things aren't liquid enough, you lose money. Saying per transaction, because there's just not enough liquidity, or you are going to completely fluctuate the whole chart anytime you make any sort of movement, and it's going to be even pricier for you to move things around. So yes, it'll be expensive to transact on Ethereum, but for some of those whales out there, some of this institutional money coming in, like they're not gonna give a fuck, right? They're like, yo, can't beat this liquidity. Like it still doesn't cost as much to send and receive. What I'm saying, and they're any DeFi stuff, they're going to be getting into it right now. So where they're probably going to reap the most reward by the time we're reaching new all-time highs. But for everybody else, people are going to get burnt on Ethereum, bro. Like there's gonna be some Joe Schmo out there, and they're gonna buy like $100 worth of ETH, and the first thing they try and do, bro, that $100 is gonna be gone. They're not gonna be able to do anything with it, which is, like I said, is gonna burn some of the new crypto users in the space, and it's going to draw a lot of eyes into like layer twos, right? Layer twos or any other like EVM compatible chain, anything that's tied to Ethereum. But layer twos more importantly, right? And that's where we get into base. And I know we were talking about base earlier, my brother was. And there has been like a big influx of volume going into base. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's the easiest thing to do coming out of Coinbase, right? Coinbase being one of the biggest centralized exchanges, available for you to on ramp and off ramp your crypto and money, your fiat, and then, well, you want to get DGen with it. You want to really get into nitty gritty, like same thing that happened with Binance last bull run, and why they got so much volume, because they had their own network. They had, the BNB Smart Chain, right? So people were literally like buying Binance and just going straight into, the BNB Smart Chain, and getting all sorts of degen with it on the network, because it was that easy, right? Instead of having like bridge and all this crazy stuff, Coinbase, like, why not? You're already messing with Coinbase. Why not mess with the product that is produced by the same person that you use? And that's essentially what happened with Binance last run, and they got crazy volume because of it. And I think this influx of volume coming into base, base being the layer two created by Coinbase, obviously is a no-brainer, and people are just like, just all these newbies are just flying in, especially with the fact that they've had these meme coins kind of running up and going crazy on the network. Really caught a lot of like normies and Joe Schmoes to come into the crypto space, which is good, because that's exactly what we're talking about. Like it literally, it'll be some stupid or some completely, off the subject, but in the network, to really bring in the next like influx of volume. And so layer twos essentially are a lot cheaper to transact on. Some of them are even faster. And that alone, I mean, and they bring relief to Ethereum. So like, you can bridge in from ETH and back and forth, with no problem. You know what I'm saying? Because they're pretty much running parallel to each other, or kind of almost the same entity. Just you're able to move around, funds without getting ate up so hard by some of these ETH gas fees, and that's super attractive, especially to Joe Schmo that only has a couple $100 to start off with. Saying, coming in at the worst time possible. But on a layer two, it really doesn't matter, because, like I said, gas fees are going to be a lot cheaper than Ethereum. The only other question is, will they be able to hold up to the tribulations of high volume, right, during peak bull run? Like, are they going to be able to really hold up? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we'll see some messed up stuff, and I'm sure we'll see some cool stuff. but nobody knows, right? So that's why it's very risky to get into some of these layer twos. But could there be some money to be made on them? Yeah, for sure, man. You got base, you got what Polygon Matic, you got one that's kind of been growing on me quite a bit is Arbitrum. Um, you also got what else you got? What's the other one, bro? Not
Optimism. You got
Optimism.
optimism.
Yeah, you got Optimism.
zksync is a layer two, right?
So zksync, we're actually supposed to like have a little segment on zksync, um, but our guy that's supposed to be up here with us didn't make it for whatever reason. He's just gonna have to owe it to us on the next stream, and just hopefully he can join in then.
Bro, I've been
Uh,
farming that airdrop. I've been farming. I mean, I've been trying to at least do the steps, but I've been like using the protocol for like since goddamn 2022. At this point, like end of 2021, going into 2022, I've been trying to like farm for this airdrop because I think it could be
right. So
big.
let's kind of break down what zksync is, bro. Before you start telling about all because there is some money possibilities on ZK Sync because of how micro capped a lot of the ecosystem is at right now, right? Like they're still haven't had their major move, and they're not even live yet, right?
Who is ZK?
Yeah, have they gone live yet? I don't think so, right?
No, they're not live, dude. I just bridged over funds using what you have on the screen right now, 2 days ago, and it took 24 hours. The fee was like 58 cents, 56 cents, to bridge over ZK Sync ETH to the ETH mainnet. It was cheap fee, but it took 24 hours. ZK Sync hosts other dexes like Orbiter Finance, where you can pretty much bridge instantaneously, but the fee is heftier, right? Like you're looking at a $15 plus fee. So I took the 24-hour route just to save that money. But as these things scale and get more mature, that'll get better, obviously. But yeah, it's still in beta essentially. There's no token yet or any of that. And people have been farming this and speaking about this for the past, I want to say 2.5 years, bro. Two years.
Right, 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 right. So I mean, with ZK Sync, I mean, why it's so bullish is because it's essentially a layer two, right? It's essentially layer two.
It's like a data roll up. I know that's like a key word is roll ups, right? Like that's the category which zkSync falls under, and it's like batch processing. It's a batch processing mechanism known as roll ups that zkSync is really trying to highlight. Same as like Starknet and there was one other one, but they're all kind of going for the same thing, which is batch processing transactions and making them more efficient, faster, cheaper via this roll up technology. Um, so yeah, it's another scaling solution for ETH because man, dude, ETH needs all it can get, bro. ETH needs all it can get. Like you're gonna have to be a connoisseur to operate on the ETH network, and I think it's a good thing to hold ETH because holding ETH will grant you ways to make other streams or sources of income, right? Like people launch Ethereum slippage bots every day where they're processing transactions faster than other people and they're getting paid for it. But you might need a minimum of zero point 0.5 ETH to even launch that slippage bot. So like you were saying, if ETH is sitting at 15 bands, zero point 0.5, that's half of 15 bands. That's what, like 7.5K, right? So owning ETH now in these lower stages will prove to be um, just a good move, bro, because it'll open other avenues into making monies. And so I think it's gonna be like a relic of an asset such as Bitcoin always. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, man. And we're talking about ETH, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, so like ETH is gonna be crazy, man. ETH, it's already crazy, but it's the second biggest, you know, crypto in the space, right? Bitcoin being number one, and low key, it's probably gonna stay like that, man. ETH has just been proven, bro. ETH gives, um Hold on, give me a second, bro. Fuck. ETH gives utility to the market space, right? Let's see. Um, and with and there's huge money, man. So such huge money. Like big money isn't going to let um you know it isn't going to let the money escape from Ethereum, right? If anything, they're going to pump their bags. Um, and that's why like ETH is it's probably never going to lose its spot as number two. Like, is it possible? Like, yes. Can there is other cryptos that could probably you know do flip Ethereum, but before that even happens, I know that ETH probably this bull run is probably going to flip Bitcoin. And that's just my my consensus, what I feel like might happen. Um, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Tony Bet. Tony Bet is now finally here on stream. The creator of Lucid Punks. Let's see if he can figure out how to turn on his mic. Um, Give me a second. Everybody hang tight.
Nah, I got it. I got it. I
Let's
got the mic. I got the mic.
go. Let's go, boy.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go. Fuck yeah, we're so stoked, man. You fucking made it. How were you asleep?
Nah, dude, I was flipping doing some shit. And obviously I thought Sunday, and then I realized we met Monday morning, you know? I was like, Sunday? Like, how did that work? But it's Monday morning, so I was like, oh shit, I got another thing I gotta do. But I'm still up, man. I'm awake, I'm active as heck, man. Hey, you can't sleep in this environment.
Yeah,
Seriously, like
yeah, 100%. But remember last stream, we were trying to have Tony Bet last stream, and unfortunately he couldn't make it because it was past his bedtime or whatever, and then my boy just ended up like fucking off sleep. He's like, man, screw this, man. I got money to make, and he's like, yo, you guys still live? At that time, we were already done, and I was like, yo, you know what? You got to come on next stream. We gotta do this thing. And here we are. Better late than never, dog. Super stoked to have
hey,
you,
that's
man.
what's up, man. That's what's up.
Hell
And
yeah.
I like what you guys were just talking about, like the Ethereum and Bitcoin debate. And, um, I think I don't think I don't think they will ever allow Ethereum to directly flip Bitcoin. But I feel like if you think about in true physical value, like in true monetary value, Ethereum has already flipped Bitcoin. Ethereum flipped Bitcoin a long time ago because what people are not counting is the L2s, the market cap of the L2s and what they bring to the table. So when you put the market cap of the L2s combined with the TVL, because the TVL on Bitcoin is zero, you know,
Oh
the
yeah.
Bitcoin at TVL is zero. There's no Bitcoin finance, nothing.
Right.
So when you look at the L2s on Ethereum, Matic, Optimism, Base, Canto, Celestia, you look at Blast, you look at zksync, you look at all those market caps, many of them without tokens either. Many of them are still promising a token airdrop. Um, the market cap of Ethereum combined, the TVL, is way higher than Bitcoin. I think Ethereum's at 1.5 the value of Bitcoin right now.
Right.
So it's not far when you're looking at it truly like that. It's not far behind. It's already done the job. I think the main problem is people are suppressing the market on Ethereum because they don't want the optics don't look good. One of Bitcoin's main selling point is it's the number one crypto. If they lose that, there's a whole new kind of worms that open up, and nobody wants to see those worms on the streets. Because
Right.
then that whole idea of what's the next Bitcoin is real. It's completely real, dude. That narrative becomes 110% real.
Right.
If Ethereum can flip Bitcoin, then Solana can flip Ethereum,
Right.
and then Sui can flip Solana,
That'd be
and then you go into a spiral.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what the
that
heck?
bro, we were low key kind of
What
talking
the
about
heck?
that a little bit, and anything is possible in this space. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's something crazy to fathom, to be honest with you. But real quick, we got shout out to everybody tuning in to watch Tony Bet. You got your boy White. He was in here saying I don't know what he's trying to say, but you got Devin Davis. He said Lucid Gang. I think he said something about Tony Bet. You know, saying they're here to watch you, bro. So shout out to them for tuning in. Shout out to everybody tuning in and watching Los Wos Crypto right now as we get into some hot and heavy zksync stuff. Um, but I wanted you to get into a little bit into zksync. Just before you got into here, we talked about like Ethereum and its possibility of going parabolic, going crazy during the next major bull run, or this coming major bull run, and ETH gas fees and how layer twos are gonna play the role in here. Um, what do you think about all that?
So with ETH, the game's always been abstraction, and ETH made this pivot in 2018. They went towards abstraction where they are pushing everyone out onto the L2s rather than onto the L1. So the L1 will always have high gas fees. That's a feature, not a bug. And they can change that. They can make the gas fees cheaper, but they don't want to. That's a feature they want to keep there. For that block space to be very expensive, and they want to push the traffic towards the L2s. And I think that was a very genius move because it's the whole give a man a fish, blah blah blah, teach a man how to fish, whatever. With
Right.
the L2s, what ETH did is it said, hey, here's our base, here's our structure. You can build whatever you want on top of this because we've got a very strong structure beneath you. And you can leverage all our technology, all our security, all our TVL. You can leverage all of it if you use Ethereum as your gas fee. And that, sparked a bell in a lot of people's heads. And right now, the conversation is a lot of businesses have seen what Base has done. A lot of Web2 businesses have seen what Base has done. Base is making around $300 million a month on fees. $300 million a month on fees. Like
That's
just
crazy.
that's the cash flow. That's the cash flow they're bringing in. And if you're a Web2 business, you're going to see this and you're going to say, hang on, what the heck just happened there? I wouldn't mind making 15% or 20% of that. So the speculation now is that there's going to be a lot of more people entering the market to play on that narrative, to play on the narrative that, we spin up our own blockchain and then just let the DJs do whatever they want to do. Um, you've just seen the layer three called DGen that's just opened up and they're just burning like gas fees. The gas fees are ridiculously crazy because once you open an L3 or L2, people do whatever they want and you get the gas fee. You get the residual. So, when I'm looking at ETH, I'm like, okay, what's the end game for ETH? I think ETH keeps pushing outward, and the best outwards look we're looking at now is zksync. And I think many people just they're too blinded by their own back bias that they don't want to explore different things. They're too maybe honed in on certain trades or they're chasing crowded trades. And that's why I took a step back from, we went into base quite early. We took some initial wins, stepped out, and just kind of watched it from the sidelines and waited for a more attractive narrative that's not crowded on base. And today we got into two plays on base, and we 10x both of them, bro. Like, like both of
What
them were
you did
10x
this? You did this on today?
today. In 2 hours. We 10x on two coins on base,
Jeez.
and because the trades were not crowded and they were not memes. One was not a meme, one was a utility, and the other one was a very strong meme with a very strong community. So it's looking for those uncrowded trades where nobody else is kind of paying attention and getting into those kind of trades. And on zksync, most of our positions on zksync, despite the low volume, most of our positions on zksync are 2x now, and we've just been there for a week. So we're thinking, what happens when ZK drops their coin? What valuation are they going to put on that coin? What if they drop it at 5 billion market cap? And what if they inject the ecosystem with $5 billion? What happens to all the strong protocols, all the strong utility tokens, all the NFT communities? What's the airdrop criteria? And you know what happens when people get a lot of money? Things go haywire. Like we're looking at Solana now, and Solana is just getting that dupe money just never stopped. That dupe money came into Solana, that Jaito money, that Pice money, and Solana just went crazy. Money begets money, bro. Like, so once people saw money on Solana, a lot of people started coming in on Solana because they saw money on Solana. And I
Right.
think once zksync introduces their money on their ecosystem, that's when you're going to start seeing a lot more players start paying attention here and saying, right, there's $5 billion to be gained on zksync. How do I get mine? And you're going to see your favorite meme coin, ZK Ping, Pepe, ZK Dodge, all of those are going to spin up quickly. NFT collections, all of those things, as these money makers start realizing, hey, there's a loophole there. These guys just got $5 billion and they have nothing to do with it. Let's help them spend it. Let's help
Right.
them spend it.
Right. No, definitely, man. There's like you said, and I think one of the reasons or one of the things you told me, we're in a space, and I was like, yo, I like you were like, well, the fact that a lot of the because ZK Sync isn't launched yet, right? It's not out, right? Their token, correct?
No, the token's not out, but the blockchain's fully in
Yeah,
mainnet, basically.
right. So there is a bunch of projects already built on zksync and using their technology and using their network at the current moment. And you were telling me how a lot of these projects, and you're telling me like the market cap for them, and I was like, yo, like no way, all these are under a $10 million market cap. Like you were just going off on like this, and this, and this one's at a couple, a few million. This, you know what I'm saying? And those are all like relatively micro caps. You know what I'm saying when it comes to the crypto space, especially when you got like some real good utility project, launch pads, all that good stuff. Like this would be would you not say that this would be the best time to get into some of those things before ZK Sync comes with their native token?
Yeah, I think like if you look at what like Aerodome on base did, you know,
Right.
when I when I was buying Aerodome on base, it was 25 million market cap, absolutely nothing. And a month later, once all the volume got to ZK, to base, Aerodrome is now 1.5 billion market cap. Like,
Wow.
like that's
Wow.
what happens when people turn up,
Wow. That's
you know.
absolutely
So,
fucking crazy, man.
so
So,
what we're looking at with
mhm,
with ZK Sync is literally the same exact scenario, but with an added insert because Base didn't have a liquidity event. There was no liquidity event on Base,
right.
so this was all new money. We're talking about ZK. The ZK team is going to actually put money into the ecosystem for people to spend. And the best DEX on ZK right now is 35 million market cap.
Wow.
Um, the best DeFi protocol, which is Hold Hold Station, is 30 million market cap. The best meme coin is 25 million market cap.
Okay.
That's the ecosystem. And there is only 4 tokens that are above 10 million market cap. And I just named 3 of them. The other one called Zoro. It's another meme coin. It's at like 15 million market cap. That's the ecosystem.
So
And
Tony, real quick, man. If anybody wants to visit on some of the stuff that you're talking about right now, like where could they catch you, editing or publishing some of this information? I mean, I'm assuming the Lucid Punks Discord is probably one of the places.
Telegram, the Discord is for the NFT collection. So
Okay,
the Discord is for the NFT collection and stuff like that. The Telegram is where we are trading.
right.
Um,
And you
we
have to
are we
be
are in the Telegram.
you have to be a Lucid Punk
No,
holder, right, to be in the Telegram?
no, no,
Oh
no.
wow.
To be in the Telegram, you just have to be a dude who's down to grind. Like
Hell yeah.
that's the only criteria. Don't get in there and be lazy and stuff like that, and not share any alpha, and like just get in the Telegram and just start grinding. Everybody's sharing their alpha in there. Everybody's trading. We've got nearly 400 members in there, and I'm telling you now, dude. Like we've had two 10x's today, a 5x. We just absolutely ship. Like we're absolutely shipping. So just combined like this week and last, we've had at least multiple 5x's, multiple because we're just
Weird.
so active and everybody's just getting better and more eyes, more feedback, more communication, more yeah, it's just so hyperactive in there, dude. Like if you got in there today and you said GM, your message would get buried. Like people are so loud in that community, in that Telegram. And I think it was the best idea to just create a nice open platform where everybody can just engage and trade and I can share my insights and stuff and we trade as a unit, and it's so nice when the whole Telegram is winning. Like you could see it, man. Like we dropped those tickets today and the whole Telegram won. Everybody in the Telegram was on 10x. So
Ooh.
the buzz was different, dude. The buzz was different. Some methods threw like 1K in there, some methods threw 2K in there. So you mean to tell me
Oh
within 2 hours for
man.
like 20K, like the game just changed for you. Like, and if that was like your first proper degen play, the game just changed for you. Like, and then the best part is the first 10x happened, yeah,
Yeah.
and then the second 10x came. so, so
Yo. It,
I don't know how much liquid these boys got, but the first one ran hard. Which was the first one was flipping. What's it called again? Fungi ran. Yeah, it went from around 3.5 million and it ran to 23 mil.
oh
And
wow.
then the second one came out and I dropped it in there at 2.5 mil market cap. I was like, yo, guys, 2.5 mil market cap. And then that ran to 27 million in like an hour.
Jeez. Oh my
So,
god.
bro, if the guys played smart, man, if the guys played smart, you put, even if you put 500 on the first one and you got your 5K, and then you put 2.5 on the second one, now you got a bag. Now you got a bag.
Yeah. And
So,
so
so and
right, sorry.
And
Go-
it's all about just doing this every day. We're doing this every day, so it's not like we just put out hitters. Right now, we're currently drawing out the blueprint for the BRC20 narrative. So I've changed my trading philosophy. I no longer want to do crowded trades. I like to do very quiet trades. I don't even mind going to ecosystem where nothing is happening because in those environments you pick up what you really like, and you can have time to like scout around and stuff. So like on zksync, I picked up all the best NFTs, all the top tier NFTs. I picked up all the best tokens, all the best protocols, but I wasn't in a rush because I wasn't like the price wasn't jumping by 10% every 5 minutes, so I was like, yeah, I've
right.
got time to do this and do that. And now we're going to go over to BRC20s and start playing that narrative because that narrative is going to get real hot real soon. And again, we're going to have time to scout, play the tokens that we want, and just wait for the market to catch up because people are going to get exhausted on base. People are going to get exhausted on Solana, and they're going to follow the money. And the ZK Sync's going to drop the money, and then the BRC20s are going to just become much more attractive because you know what it is that people don't realize: the underlying price on BRC20s is going to go up with BTC going up. The
Right.
underlying price, because each inscription or each BRC20 has a certain amount of satoshis inside it. So the
Right.
underlying price itself is going to move up regardless. Nobody's going to be selling their BRC20s for less than market price because you can just turn those satoshis into normal satoshis and just extract the Bitcoin. So the underlying price of BRC20 is going to move up with Bitcoin. People talking about, oh, Bitcoin is going to 200K, 500K, whatever, dude. The underlying price of the Satoshis inside the ordinals and inside the BRC20s is going to go up. And
Right.
that's going to cause that market to start heating up a little bit more.
Hell yeah. That's and I saw you I've been seeing you guys, a lot of you guys, Shadows, you, some of the gang really getting into a lot of BRC20 stuff, and I'm like, you know, these guys must know some shit I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, like even if you're working on shit every single day, like you can't bring in all the fucking alpha. Like you know what I'm saying? And low key, my biggest weakness is Telegram. Like I don't think I hop on Telegram enough. You know what I'm saying? But now that, you know, you're sharing all this information, I'm like, crap, dog, like I really missed all this shit. So unfortunately, it's how it is, right? But it makes you divert some of your attention to where your attention needs to go. And I mean, I think as we're speaking about this, I think there's, you know, it's still pretty good entry, you know, entry levels to get into zksync if I'm not mistaken. And or at least
Yeah, we can
to
think it's still an entry.
right. There you go. So I'm definitely gonna be in the Telegram a little more. Check you guys out. I try anytime I got alpha, I try and like, you know, shoot it out to like all the, you know, all the fucking X chats, and you know, I try to do my due diligence because I also want everybody to win with everything that we do. And you know what I'm saying, I mean, when you get a whole bunch of motherfuckers, you know, sharing all this information, that's how you kind of keep tabs of the whole market a little better instead of like having to do all the work yourself. You find some people that are equally minded and you can trust and rely on because they do a great amount of research, like yourself. You know what I'm saying? I followed you into a few plays, you know, NBC being one of those plays, and you know, playing out fucking phenomenally. Um, and we've, you know, that was the first time we had you on stream, right? Was when we talked about space, and you were calling for like upwards action, and the thing just like during as you were saying it started to fucking shoot up, and then you
Yeah,
know,
dude, that space is a whole another level. Space is a whole another level. Like, you know, and the thing that people really fail to understand with space is decentralized, as in there is no captain of the ship. So right now the ship's currently just going with the wind, and we've not had like a lab take over and say, "Here, we're gonna be the ones running this ship here." Just
right,
like the Bitcoin had the Bitcoin wizards and all those kind of guys. You know, Bitcoin wizards kind of came in and they were like, you know, they started ships to function, and they kind of programmed Bitcoin to what we're seeing it today. Like all the updates that they did to Bitcoin, all the development was being done by a certain group of people who had core values established. You know, um, and right now, space is just waiting for those core devs, like a group of core devs who are just going to turn up and say, we're going to ship on here. You know, we're going to ship on here. And I think that's going to happen sooner or later. And I think the narrative then starts clearing up a little bit more. So that one there is maybe this bull, because it's ran, dude. It's ran. Like space was it's open at $2 last year in February, $2. That's the opening price. And it's sitting at $20. So space is ran, you know, like when you look at it properly in hindsight, it's ran. Right now, we need some of those guys who are bidding at $2 to sell so that new blood comes in, so we can raise the actual floor, the average cost per holder. You know, like the average cost per holder, just like now, like the average cost per, 70% of Bitcoin holders are in profit. You know, that needs to correct. That needs to
right,
correct. We can't keep going with those guys. That many people holding positive bags. So once you have those corrections, then you get new people come in who don't think that $20 is expensive, who think $20 is cheap. And
right,
when those guys come in, then you get the second leg, the second leg of price action. But like right now, dude, I think this bull market is still gonna go strong. I think everybody who's calling for a short bull market is just scared. They're nervous for their own position and they're scaling out and they're selling. So they're justifying their own actions as they're selling, they become more confident that the market's going to correct, or that we're going to dump. And it's like, sorry, excuse me. Um, you think the bull run is over when Bitcoin is literally 1% above ATH? Like, are we speaking the same language here? Like, what are you on about? This is going to be like, which Bitcoin bull market literally went just 1% above all time high? Like, are you okay? Um, like, what? Like, it literally doesn't make any sense. It's like, yeah, I think the bull market's winding down now. It's like, winding down? The fuck? Like, Sorry, what? Bitcoin 69K. That's the all-time high. We've not even like smashed it. We're not even 2x that. And you're talking about the prices cooling down and the bull market's kind of winding down. It's like the bull market started in February. Like, chill.
Yeah.
We go like so you're getting a lot of people projecting their insecurity onto the market, and it's just like it's not true.
You
I
know,
think
you
this
know
bull
what?
market goes.
Not just their insecurity, bro. There's a lot of motherfuckers hopium, thriving on hopium that this shit will come down. Like there's the motherfuckers that missed out on this. Like they're salty as
Mm-hmm.
hell. I've had
Don't.
conversations with people that are still thinking that Bitcoin's gonna come back down to 10K. Like, sorry to tell y'all, bro. It's
Yeah, like it's just so ludicrous. It's like, oh, okay, it's gonna go from the number five, the number of what five commodity in the world to the number 96 commodity in the world, and that's everybody gonna let that happen. Everybody, because Bitcoin is no longer just a crypto, bro. It's a commodity. That's the thing people are not realizing. It's not just a crypto. This has gone past crypto. This is an ETF on the stock exchange. It's a commodity, bro. Like it's number five. It's flipped silver. And you
right,
think it's gonna go back to number 85.
right,
In what world?
yeah,
Which commodity has gone onto the stock market, gone into the top 10, gone to number five, and slipped all the way down back to 90? You show me one and I'll be surprised. Because I've
right,
never seen one. Palladium jumped on there in the 2000s, never went back down.
yeah,
Platinum never went back down.
yeah,
Copper never went back down. So, like, which one? So it's almost like people are just using like nonsensical logic to push this narrative that another bear market is going to come and it's going to be brutal. Like, dude, yeah, the bear market is going to come when we correct from 250K to 150K. That's going to be the bear market. And then people are going to be like, oh my God, 150K is so painful. That's going to be the bear market. I don't think, this bull run is not done. This bull run finishes in around, tops out maybe in January 2026, maybe February. The thing starts slowing down a little bit
right,
from
right.
like the 250K top. And then it starts kind of cooling down a little bit more.
Yeah, we gotta cool
And then
down a
we
little
kind of,
bit.
yeah, dude, if
We
this
got
goes
to,
straight to a million, oh my God. Oh my God.
bro.
So I think a lot of people like who are being bearish just don't see that half the airdrops that are meant to happen this year haven't even happened, dude. Wormhole is happening on Wednesday, flipping zksync, Mantle, Camino, flipping Parcel. You've got oh my God, dude, the list of airdrops that have not happened yet is ridiculous, and they're all
Right,
going to happen.
right.
So, Magic Eden teasing an airdrop. Tensor's teasing an airdrop. Like the amount of airdrops that are poised to happen in 2024 is ridiculous. And this is VC money. So there's a few ways money enters crypto. One way is us degens put money on our card and we buy crypto. And then there's money that's coming in from the institutions now through Bitcoin. And then that money kind of, as the Bitcoin holders sell, they come in and buy alts.
Yep.
And then there's the money that you don't see, the VC money, the money that's going to be used to seed the liquidity for these airdrops. Where's the money for the liquidity for these airdrops going to come from? It comes from the VCs. When Pyth launched and did the airdrop, nobody did a pre-sale. They kind of just put the liquidity out there. When Jupiter launched, they just put the liquidity out there. So they just introduced new liquidity to the ecosystem. So when all these things like Wormhole, zksync, Mantle, Celestia, when all these projects do their airdrop, that's VC money that's just going to be getting injected into the crypto ecosystem. And you're talking about, I can't see ZK coming out at 30 million market cap. I see ZK coming out at 1 to 5 billion market cap. I don't
100%.
see,
Yeah.
I don't see Parcels coming out on Solana at 20 million market cap. I see this thing coming out at 300, 400, maybe 1 billion market cap. And you're talking about 100 million in liquidity.
Yo,
You're talking about 100 million in liquidity.
so
I just don't see where.
real right. No, 100%. I agree. Real quick. Your boy Goopy said Lucid Punks represent. Shout out to Goopy. And then Super Comic Guru, my brother. He was on here earlier, bro, but he had to get off because he's at a job site, across the fucking U.S. and he's having to go to sleep earlier, and he had to call his family, of course. He has kids and wife. Um, but anyways, he says it's funny everything Tony is saying rings true for Pulse as well. What do you think about that?
For Pulse Chain,
Yeah. What's your sentiment on Pulse Chain right now? Because I know
I think
there's been a lot of shit.
Pulse Chain is one of those blockchains where it depends a lot on what Richard Hart does, dude. Like it depends a lot on what he does. And we've seen some random whales come in and just absolutely send some of the protocols on Pulse Chain. And there's a lot of activities happening over there. But I don't know whether in this bull market, Pulse Chain, because Pulse Chain was Hex was really successful because it was on Ethereum mainnet.
Right.
Now, the only way Pulse Chain really turns heads is if Hex on Ethereum goes parabolic again. The
Right.
minute Pulse on Ethereum goes parabolic again, I'm loading my bags and I'm going straight into Pulse Chain and buying Pulse X, and I'm buying all the utility projects because the carrot, which is Hex, will bring people in. It will bring more people in. So the catalyst for Pulse Chain is Hex. Hex needs to go. So I don't know whether the team know that or if they understand the logic of that. But the only way to attract people into your ecosystem now is to give them to showcase one example of absolute W, and then you get 2, 3, 4,000 people ape your blockchain the next morning, and then the network effect starts coming in. Once those 2, 3,000 people come in and they win, they post their stuff on Twitter. The next day you've got another 3,000 degens, and before you know it, end of the week, you've got 100,000 active wallets doing 500 million volume, and then it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Bro, that's
You know,
a that's an
volume begets
interesting
volume.
that's an interesting ass take, bro, you got there, bro. That's very
That's the only thing I'm watching.
yeah.
The only thing I'm watching for Pulse Chain is Hex. Is how else are people gonna know about Pulse Chain? It's so hard. It's not. There's so many L2s. The only way Pulse Chain makes noise is if Hex on Ethereum melts faces. The reason Pulse Chain Hex made
Yo.
so much noise last time is because Hex melted a lot of faces, dude.
Yeah.
10,000x, like 10,000x, bro. Like how people are like, excuse me, a what?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you.
10,000x. Like, oh, okay.
That makes a lot of sense, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, cause fucking Hex got flooded to all hell, right? That's why it fucking dipped so crazy. Um, but low key, I kind of hearing your take, your point of view. Low key, I kind of see it too. I kind of see, and those people that are still in Hex on ETH, and kind of like, yo, like it is what it is. Like let the seller sell. He's like, this has just turned into a giant meme coin, and low key,
Basically, yeah.
yeah, and low key now that you're
And
saying
the,
it,
and the
bro.
thing is,
Yeah, go ahead.
like Pulse Chain had a gimmick, and the gimmick people were too smart for the gimmick. And I really liked the gimmick, and I thought it would work, and I think Richard thought it would work as well. Where he's like, we're forking Ethereum, and we're giving everybody their balance on Ethereum.
Right.
It was a really good gimmick. But what happened is the team didn't do their part of the game. They forked Ethereum. They gave everybody their Ethereum balance, but they didn't provide any liquidity. So, right, I've now got these Ethereum tokens on Pulse Chain that are worth zero, and nobody's providing liquidity. What now? Like
Right.
what
Right.
now? What do I do with this?
I
You know,
think I think there
and
is
they
there is some like unfinished business, and my brother seems to think that um I think they're kind of waiting to shake out all the paper handers, what I'm saying, the people that don't deserve to initially, fly to the moon. Um I think somewhere in the near future, as things to start to pick up for Pulse, what I'm saying, hopefully, we're not saying it will or it won't, but if it does, um, I'm sure that people are going to start to add liquidity to things, because you got to remember that Pulse chain is highly decentralized, so it's highly like community ran. You know what I'm saying? We're just now starting to see like some legitimate, groups entering Pulse chain and launching legitimate projects like, Launch. You know what I'm saying? Which is going to be probably the biggest launch pad on Pulse chain. But
Mm.
I don't know. Yeah, super speculative. There's still a lot of questions unanswered, and what I'm saying, we don't know where it's going to go, but I think you're absolutely correct. I think if Pulse chain catches attention, it's because Hex goes bananas again. And by Hex, we mean eHex, of course. I don't know. We'll see.
That's the carrot, dude. That's the carrot. I can't see any other way that they can catch attention because they don't have any like different technology that would be like, oh my god, that's really interesting. They don't have any other catalysts. Of course, they've got whales on board, and the whales can create some serious volatility. But that might just be in the echo chamber. That volatility will be in the echo chamber. Like Baby Richard Hart, all these meme tokens on Pulse did really well, but they were all in the echo chamber. Only people who know about Pulse knew about those meme coins. So it was like, we're not really onboarding anyone here, guys. The only way this stands heads is if Hex is on top of Dex Screener at 300% up, and everybody's going to be clicking that thing and saying, what is Hex? And do the whole lesson. And regarding like holding out until you get the paper hands out, it's like Hex has already got enough FUD, dude. And if they hold out any longer, they're going to start losing their core followers and supporters. You could already see this bull run. The Hex army is not the Hex army of 2021. It's not the same, bro.
I
People are
don't
black.
know, bro. I don't know if you were there for it, but so Gophers on Pulse Chain and ETH, right? They launched on Solana. I'm sure you saw us kind of making some noise about it. Um, but we had a space, right? And the majority of people that know about Gophers is people from Pulse Chain or from ETH, and so we had a crap ton of you know Richard Hart ecosystem people, like you know bro, the chat, I think that the space got to at some point like over 400 people big. I don't think me and my brother have never hosted a space of that magnitude, and it was a wild experience or whatever. But like the majority of everybody in there was like Pulse Chain people, bro, Hex people. Like they were just coming to Solana because like low key Solana is doing its thing, and people, like you said, people get tired of it not coming, so they're out here chasing gains in other ecosystems. But with the sentiment of bringing some of that, um, you know, some of the people they meet along the way back into Pulse Chain. So I think it was a cool move on part of Gophers. Um, and I don't know if that was like their target or not, but low key kind of just feels like that's what they were kind of doing. And obviously, being as successful as they have been on Solana with their Gophers token, I could see some heads kind of turning towards ETH and Pulse Chain at some point because of this project. And if not this, it might be something else. But either way, we have a large um, volume of Hex community and Pulse Chain community like folks running rampant in the crypto space right now, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, and and it's not going unnoticed. So I don't know if I can say that they're not the same. Because low key, what we experienced that day was fucking wild. It was hella wild. I mean, I don't know.
Now, look, the core is still there. The core is still there, but the fringe army, the fringe army is is a little bit subtle. It's a little bit subtle. Like one of the reasons Solana has been so successful this bull market is Solana actually managed to get a hold of CT. They managed to get a hold of crypto Twitter. and they were
True.
everybody was talking about it, dude. Everybody was talking about Solana, and everybody learned about Solana through the FTX thing, and everybody was like, "Oh, who's Sam Bankman-Fried? Oh, what's Solana? What the fuck? Why is it up 100%?" You, you know, like, and then this guy is doing the court trial, and it's like, oh, they're liquidating it, and then the Robin Hood's like, we're delisting Solana, and all that big attention on these guys. And what Solana kept putting out while all this was happening is we're shipping. We're shipping new products, we're shipping new protocols, we're shipping new dexes. Go, 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 go.
Bro,
And
the amount of DeFi that came out in the previous year has been fucking crazy.
it's wild, dude. And so when all this negative news was happening, when people looked in to see what Solana is, they just found bullish narrative, a bullish narrative, bullish narrative. And CT was just full of people talking about Solana, either negative or positive. But either way, everybody was talking about Solana. And that's why Solana's at 100 billion now, dude. It's because they had that attention economy. It could have happened to any of the non-EVM. Could have happened to Cardano. It could have happened to Near, but they just didn't have that noise being made about them like Solana was, and with Pulse Chain. And Richard Hart's quite clever in this. Like, the SEC is going to talk about Pulse. And when that court case happens, the SEC will talk about Pulse quite a lot. And that's going to be another catalyst. So the minute I see the SEC and Richard Hart going at it in public and it's becoming national news, like financial news, like, oh, Pulse Chain, dude, I'm aping. Because you know what happens. Look, stupid people, usually, or people who don't understand how to trade, they see negative news and they don't even read further into it. They just walk away. They see negative news and they walk away. Smart people see negative news and they look for an opportunity.
Right.
They look for an opportunity. They say, you know what? How bad is this news and how low can this thing really go? Like, how bad is this news and how low can this thing really go? And they zoom in a little bit more. So, you're looking at it and it's like, all right, Solana's at $8. Oh my God, SBF is a rugger. He's going to jail. What's Solana though? Okay, it's quite fast. It's a fast blockchain.
Yeah.
Does SBF going to jail affect how fast Solana is as a blockchain?
No.
No, not really. Does SBF going to jail remove Solana as the number one most used blockchain in crypto?
No.
No, not really.
Uh,
So this is a buy. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's
This is a
fucking
buy.
crazy, man. You know what's funny, bro? We were heavy into Solana, early last year during, peak fucking bear market, and if you guys, were listening then to Tony Bet or Los Bros Crypto, like you guys were buying at like $20, anywhere between $15 and $20 Solana, which is, I mean, as you can see, we're fucking getting close to revisiting all-time highs on Solana.
Crossed all-time high already. When Solana was $8, there were 400 million tokens in supply. There is now 600 million tokens in supply, and we're at 200. We passed all-time high a long time ago. We're 2x all-time high
Well, I'm saying,
in real terms.
I'm saying as far as price action, the price
No,
of
no, dude,
Solana,
that is in terms of actual value. Solana is 2x its all-time high. Solana
right?
when Solana was $250, yeah,
Yeah,
it had a supply of 250 million tokens.
right. And the supply is
You
double
get what I'm
that.
trying to say?
Yeah,
And the supply is double
right.
and some.
Which is even, you
And
know
it's
what? That's really crazy that you pinpoint
so
that, because low key you're right.
So the supply is now, so now we're talking about in the old money, Solana is now at least, 500, $600 per token right now. If you're using the old supply, that's how much the Solana is valued at now.
Right.
They've got the staking, dude. They're paying out staking, like 7-8% staking.
Oh, pretty
Those
nice.
tokens are hitting the market daily, like,
Yeah.
so the last 2 years, 2021 was a bull market. We're in 2024 now, so 3 years of 10% of supply, you know,
Yeah,
three
that's
years of
crazy.
10% of supply. A lot, dude. That's a
Yeah, that's a
lot.
lot.
So we're now at 600 million coins and it's $200 a token. We broke an all-time high a long time ago. We broke all-time high at like $110.
Yeah, you're right, bro. It
We broke
is.
all-time high.
Right. Low key, yeah, we are at 2x from the top as far as, if you think about, if you take into account the circulating supply, which is almost double of what it was last all-time high. So, I mean, shit, man, that's actually fucking wild. Super Comic Guru says April 8th, Richard Hart send paperwork in on the ACC case. I love it. Good night, family. Definitely going to have to watch the replay later. Shout out Tony. But yeah, man, just like you said, like once they go to court with each other, the SEC and Richard Hart, like it's definitely gonna derive some attention. And then low key, like you said, if you're smart, you'll do something with that. You're not smart, you're not gonna make money like you're already not making money because you've been fudded out
Yeah,
of all your
you're
bags.
gonna see you're gonna see all of it and you're gonna get scared, you're gonna get scared. You're gonna be like, oh my god, the price is gonna go even lower.
Yep.
Like, dude, by the time you got the news, the whale was already exited, man. Like, there's no point selling when you're 75% down, man. It's like
Yeah.
you've lost. Just accept the loss.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do when you're 75% down is double your bag and hope for the best. Unless you know it's going to zero. Yeah. Unless you know
Yeah.
like, oh, this is
Yeah.
going to zero.
And I don't
Otherwise,
think
like,
I think there's too many people holding hex for it to go to zero, man. I mean, I'm one of them, bro. I had a little hex bag and that shit fucking dropped hella low, but I'm not low key after talking and hearing people talk and talking to you, I'm low key I think I might just do that, bro. I might just double up my bag at least and hope, kiss my butt and hope for the best, you know what I'm saying? See what happens, and if this potential uh scenario plays out like you're talking about, um, means that for Pulse to do some, Hex would have to make a crazy parabolic move, and a crazy parabolic move revisiting old all-time highs or even new all-time highs from these levels means a fuck ton of profit. A
a
fuck ton,
lot,
right? A
a
lot.
lot, dude. But
Yeah.
here's the narrative. So, supply for Solana has doubled. Supply for ETH has halved. Not halved, sorry. Has gone down considerably. I think we're nearly under 100 million coins for Ethereum. When Ethereum went to $4,500, I think we had around 150, maybe 200 million Ethereum tokens. And
Right.
now we're at 3K, maybe 4K, and the supply is declining.
Right. So it says that it says the circulating supply right now is 120,000 or 120 million tokens. Sorry, 120
Mm-hmm.
million tokens. And like you said, like ETH gas fees are for a reason. Why? Fucking goes to burning more ETH, which is crazy.
Just burns the ETH, dude.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I would love to be an ETH maxi. I'd love to put 30 to 40% of my savings in ETH. But there's a problem with ETH, dude.
Right.
ETH is tinkered with too much.
Right.
ETH is tinkered with too much. Like Bitcoin is that BMX, dude. There's no gears, there's no brakes. You do what you do, bro. You want to go fast, just know there's no brakes. And there's no brakes. you know? You wanna do whatever you wanna do, bro. You wanna go up a hill, this shit has no gears. ETH is one of those goddamn mountain bikes. I don't know if you ever rode one of those mountain bikes, like 17 gears, goddamn got brakes and stuff like that. And you start riding that thing and the gears start tripping and the chain comes off and then you got to put it back on and it's all this stuff, constantly tweaking and changing it. You got to go down to gear 3 for the hill, you got to go to gear 5 for the downhill. So much tinkering, you're never comfortable, you don't know where you are. And with the constant tinkering comes the amount, the gap for error increases the more you tinker. And that's the problem with ETH. And that's why the big whales, the institutions, are not big maxis on ETH right now. Because Ethereum is not giving that big thumbs up and says, yep, no more tinkering. This is it. Let's go.
Right.
That's not happened yet. And that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Because the next big update could be the one, that sends this shit to zero. Like the
Right.
next
We
big
never
update.
know. Yeah, we never know. Or it could, Or it could go the other way.
Go the other way. But the next big update could send this shit to zero. Whereas Bitcoin, what next big update?
Right.
It's programmed. Everything was programmed, and it was to do soft upgrades, but you can't do anything else. You can't do hard upgrades or hard forks and stuff like that. That you can
Right.
just do soft upgrades on the side. Whereas Ethereum is doing these massive, serious upgrades, you know?
Yeah, doing
Um,
crazy overhauls.
oh gosh, gutting the whole thing and changing it, and that puts people off. That puts people off. And that's why I'm not really like, yeah, 100% of my money is going to be parked in ETH, or 100% of my money is going to be parked in Solana.
Right.
I'd rather stick with the UTXO model blockchains, the proof of work blockchains. They're much stronger and more robust, and they accrue value in a different way.
Right.
It's just a little bit of a longer run, you know. And that by default, I become a Bitcoin maxi because of that, you know. Um, but these blockchains that can just change everything, and they're still tinkering, and they're more or less in glorified alpha mode. Like they're truly basically still in beta mode, but everybody thinks everything's right. Like I can't work with that, dude. You can't sleep easy with your money. I can't sleep easy with my money on Ethereum. I'm
Right.
still concerned. I can't sleep easy with my money on Bitcoin because I know that nothing's going to change this year. Bitcoin's not going to change. It's going to get a halving, but that was baked in 10, 15 years ago. Everybody knew the halving was going to happen today. You know what I mean? Everybody knew the halving was going to happen in 2024, 10 years ago.
Right.
You got to think about that. 10 years ago, we knew the halving was happening in 2024.
Right.
We know that the next halving is going to be in 2028. We know that. Nobody's going to be shocked.
Right.
With Ethereum, it's like, oh, we're doing the Dankun upgrade, we're doing the Shanghai upgrade. Like, what the fuck is all this shit, man? What are we changing again?
But
What are we changing now?
even despite everything you're saying, bro, like when that ETF passes, bro, it's undeniable that ETH is going to go absolutely fucking bananas. We know this. So I mean,
Yeah,
even though ETH is riddled with uh questions, there is also things that you know play a part in forecasting the future of ETH, and I think I'm at some point I'm sure they'll have their shit together and it won't be so crazy like it is now. But once that ETF passes for Ethereum, it's going to be a major fucking role player when it comes to the rest of the whole crypto market. And we've talked about this, and that's why
yeah.
we're so bullish on some of these layer twos like zksync. You know what I'm saying? Something I'm gonna get myself more into and hopefully be in that Telegram group a lot more on a regular
Bro, you know
basis.
what? If ETF goes through, Solana cooks, not ETH.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because then the conversation straight away switches to when's the Solana ETF.
right,
Like immediately.
right,
Immediately.
right. That would
Immediately.
what are the chances of that, bro? What would be the chances of us getting a Bitcoin ETF this year where I got it, but then getting the ETH ETF and then jumping to a whole Sol ETF? Like what? Like that? It's too much for my
Who
brain to take in
files?
right now.
The question is, who files for the Solana ETF? That's what. It doesn't matter if we get one. It matters who files for one, dude. We don't care if we get one. It matters who wants one.
Right,
That's what matters. Bitcoin price started going up because of who wanted the ETF. It was BlackRock.
right.
That's what, bro. Who
And
wants the
and
ETF
and
though?
and BlackRock wants the Ethereum ETF too.
But whether they get, there's a little bit of question in the air of whether they get it.
I mean, I just read this article, man, that they're not really too pressed whether Ethereum gets labeled as a security or not. They say there's still good chances that the ETH ETF passes regardless of any SEC
Dude,
FUD.
you also got to remember these boys play some crazy mind games with other asset managers. They play some crazy games with each other, dude.
That is true.
What if Ethereum is a little, send them down that road.
Right,
Send them down that road.
right. That'd be
And
absolutely yeah, right. who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? Who the
If I
fuck knows?
if I was managing $10 trillion and my competitor is managing $5 trillion, I'm gonna send them off the scent. Nah, Bitcoin's overhyped, dude. ETH, now that's fucking bullish. Yeah, like that's fucking bad. ETH is the alpha. ETH is the alpha because you don't want him to get the scent of the main thing. You don't want him to follow the same hunt as you.
Right.
He's gonna be in the bushes making noise and shit, ruffling feathers and all that kind of shit. You want to do the hunt by yourself. You be like, hey, listen, look, that one there, ooh, Ethereum is half the market cap.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a beast. But you never know, dude. You never know with these
Never
guys,
know.
man.
Yeah.
This is the same MFA. This is the same MFA who 10 years ago said Bitcoin was for criminals.
Same
Like,
the exact same motherfuckers, bro. The exact same
the
ones.
same MFA. You guys think we're making this shit up like, oh, look at these conspiracy theorists. This is the same MFA who was on like 6 years ago on national TV saying he would never touch it with a barge pole. It's for criminals and drug dealers and terrorists. And it's
No,
not real money.
yeah.
Now he's on TV saying it's digital gold. So you make your mind up whether these motherfuckers play games or not. You know, 6 years ago, 3 years later, 3 years after he said that, he started buying major shares in Bitcoin mining companies.
Yo, fact.
2 years after that, filed the ETF.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah,
Damn,
bro. This
play the
is
game, dude.
yo. They are playing games, man. We even said that before too, bro. Like, sometimes motherfuckers delay shit or they fudge shit to create more time for other entities that are trying to come in. You know what I'm saying? So while everybody's getting shaken out, you got more institutions running in and buying that up without being noticed because you guys are fucking dumping your positions. Oh man, it's fucking
Bro,
terrible.
every Bitcoin all-time high, every Bitcoin all-time high, these motherfuckers will come out of the bushes and start shaking branches and shit. Every all-time
Yeah.
high. Oh, fuck, this is illegal money. This is not good. It's
Yeah.
not safe. It's
Yeah.
bad. And then the all-time low, they're quiet as a mouse.
Yeah.
The one thing they never said, the one thing he never said is, I would never buy Bitcoin.
Right.
He never said that.
Never
He
said that.
flooded it. He never writ it off. And that's a very interesting position to take. You've seen MFers who say, I would never buy Bitcoin. People are like, oh, Warren Buffett said he would never buy Bitcoin. But he said why he wouldn't buy Bitcoin. He gave a real reason. He said, this is a young man's game. I'm
Right.
done. Like,
Right.
I can't play that game. This is a young man's game. I can't play that game. I can't keep up with these guys, man. Like, you know, and like he was sent some Bitcoin a long time ago by some people, and his wallet never sold or moved them. So like, you know, um, Justin's son on Tron gifted him some Bitcoin a long time ago, like 10 Bitcoin or something. Like,
Oh
he
shit.
created him a wallet and sent it to him, but he never touched it. He's never done anything with it. So he said it straight. This is a young man's game. This is not my game. I know my game. My game is stocks, and this is the game. And what people are not realizing now with blockchain is we all still don't know what we're buying in blockchain. We don't know. None of us do. We don't. We don't know why we're buying ETH. Yeah, you're buying it because you want to buy your favorite meme coin. But what's the end game for blockchain? I don't think we see this is. I don't think this is the it. This is the block. This is the technology that we're gonna settle with for blockchain. I think we're still in that internet phase where people were like, you're gonna be able to X, Y, and Z on the internet and blah blah blah. Most use nobody in the 90s, nobody in the 90s predicted that the main use for internet would be for grocery shopping
Yeah,
or
or
for
yeah,
shopping.
any sort of shopping really. But that is the number one
Nothing,
reason, yeah.
nothing. These motherfuckers were still max bidding malls in 2008. They were still max bidding. Can I build another mall? Where?
Right.
And then and then after a while, it was like, oh my gosh, online shopping is killing everything. They only realized that online shopping was the alpha during COVID.
Right.
That's when people got the alpha. They were like, "Oh my gosh, it's online shopping." And then look at the Amazon chart now. Gone, gone.
Right.
Gone. Nobody knew what Amazon was until COVID,
Right.
and it was like, oh, it's game
I
over.
don't. I don't even
Game
think.
over.
I don't even think Amazon knew what they were for a while there earlier in their days. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely swapped different product services or whatever.
So like right now, we don't know what we're bidding. We don't know what we're bidding. You know, I think we're starting to see what Bitcoin is, and some people are seeing it, and what people are seeing is Bitcoin is the reserve currency.
Right.
I, I think anybody who's not seeing that is missing the game. Bitcoin is the new world reserve currency. That's the game. That's what Bitcoin is now. So, people are saying, there's 21 million Bitcoins, bro. How many do you own? Like
Right.
if that's the world currency, could you imagine owning one 21 million, one 21, one 21 million of Bitcoin, and it's the world currency? That's bullish, bro.
Yeah.
This is the world currency. Edward Snowden came out in February
Mhm.
and he said that he knows, I think, two nation states that are max bidding Bitcoin. There's a Bitcoin wallet that buys 100 Bitcoin every day. Yesterday, an unknown wallet bought 1.1 billion Bitcoin on spot. At some point, you got to ask yourself, why are these guys max bidding? What have they had in their little conversations, in their little circles,
Right.
where you've got an MFR max bidding 1.1 Bitcoin on spot, where you've got one guy who's been buying one. Oh, by the way, this account has been buying 100 Bitcoin every day since the FTX crash.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Every day, even more.
Holy
Some days he buys
crap.
500 Bitcoin, 600 Bitcoin, but no fail, 100 Bitcoin every day since
What?
FTX.
No way.
So now you're gonna start. Oh, well, what are these guys buying for? And then you get the institutions coming in who have bought billions in a month, billions, billions, bro. Like not just a million here, billions. Like goddamn, bro. Like we're talking, what is it, 20 billion now in February and March has been bought by institutions, billions.
Damn.
Like what's going on here? What are these guys doing?
Yeah, that's
Why are they doing? Why are these guys max bidding this thing? What's
right.
going on here? What's the plan? Because I know they're not buying it to flip. That's not the game they play. They don't buy to sell. BlackRock doesn't buy to sell. What are they buying it for? And then you start realizing that pretty soon you might be able to go to your local bank and put down your deposit for fiat. You might be able to see the resurgence of the banks issuing their own currency again
Bro,
because they now have a reserve currency. You know?
speaking of that particular subject, like earlier last year, bro, I would talk to people about Fanta, bro, and people just kind of had like this, um, you know, like, yeah, Phantom ain't doing shit type, and obviously Phantom has done some shit. They've definitely fucking moved, and I was buying at that point. One of the biggest things that got me bullish was the fact that they're going to or have established a actual bank. They're going to
Mm.
establish their own bank, just like what you're talking about. But Phantom Foundation is
Dude,
establishing their
the,
own.
all the banks, all the banks in the world are making no money. That's why they're closing down every single bank on the high street to
Right,
save money, to sell their assets, to liquidate, to get cash. There's one bank that's making tons of money. It's called Tether.
right,
Tether's the only bank making money right now.
right,
And their business plan is very simple. They buy Bitcoin, they print money on the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is their reserve currency.
right.
As Bitcoin price goes up, they can print more money. As Bitcoin price goes down, they have to buy more money. They have to buy their money back and burn it.
Right.
The only successful bank right now, they're the fifth. By the way, here's a stat that you want to know. Tether owns more US bonds than Canada.
What? That's crazy. That's pretty funny.
just,
Yeah.
just to put it on the table, dude. Tether owns more US. Tether can crash the bonds market if they wanted to.
Well, I'm just saying,
So they're
like,
getting to a position where, like, they can't be messed with that much.
oh, they tried. Remember, they tried. They hella tried to fund the
They can't
crap out
fund
of
it, bro.
USD several times, and
Bro,
it's
these motherfuckers said we will crash the bond market and all of you are wrecked. They played the game, bro.
yep,
We
yep.
will crash the bond market. We will dump all these bonds on the market at 25%
Oh wow,
discount.
that's fucking
And all
crazy,
you
dog.
motherfuckers are dead.
Yeah,
All you motherfuckers are dead.
yeah.
You want to see a credit crunch right now? You
Bro,
can book
leave it to
with us,
Tony
man.
Bet to bring in some hot, juicy shit, bro. That's crazy for sure. I can see it, bro. I can
Yes,
100% see it.
bro.
Motherfuckers is playing chess.
You keep fucking well. We dump all these bonds with a 25% haircut, and all your favorite goddamn Nigeria will be max bidding that shit because they need to alleviate some of their debt. They'll be buying all those bonds like Thailand will be buying, Singapore will be buying, Brazil will be buying those 25% discounts. You banks that are living on day-to-day paycheck, you're fucked.
Yeah,
So you guys need to leave us the fact that you need to leave us alone, or we'll start messing with your shit. And we're
right,
doing you guys a service buying these bonds, by the way, because
right.
your shit's fake. And that's their game plan. They buy bonds, they buy Bitcoin, they print more money.
Yeah,
That's the game. They print US dollars on chain.
yeah,
And right now they've got like 100 billion US dollars on chain.
damn.
And, Tether was the first real world asset
Right.
technology on chain. Tether is the only true use case for crypto right now. The only true successful use case for crypto right now.
Uh, I'm gonna argue with you.
You could buy US dollars on
I
chain.
think I think I think GameFi is also a big use case for crypto, man. I think it's proven, dog. It has something to bring into one of the biggest markets in the world currently. So
Let's differentiate use case. Let me differentiate use case. Save someone's life. Mark Cousin could holler at me in some remote ass village in Africa right now and say, "Yo, MFR, shit, my leg's hanging off. I need urgent surgery. Send me some money right now." I'm like, "Fuck, I can't do shit, man, until Tuesday because all the banks are closed. It's bank holiday. Sorry, bro." Or I can tell that MFR to download the Phantom wallet, send him the app, and within 5 minutes he's got $1,000.
right, right,
Like, just like that.
right. In
Just like
Loki,
that.
Loki, that's gonna put out. I mean, it should put out a lot of fucking entities like what is it? What is it? MoneyGram, uh, fucking some of these money transference companies. Like,
Yeah,
why have them when you can just literally peer to peer send, eliminate the fucking middleman, and you can get your funds like that.
easy. No loss, no slippage, nothing. You get your money instantly, you get your full money. And that's
Yeah,
been happening for a long time, dude.
yeah,
In these Southeast Asian countries, that's what they do, bro. They're just transferring money. If you want to do a business deal with someone in Southeast Asia, they'll send you three things. The Tron wallet, they'll send you their Tron wallet, they'll send you their bank account, and they'll send you their Bitcoin address.
right.
And they say this is the fastest way to do transactions.
Damn.
Fastest way to do transactions, dude. So they're going through the bank, you're going to lose 2% on both sides, maybe more on the withdrawal side, and you get wrecked anyway.
Yeah,
And it's going to take 3 to 5 days to clear, and all that kind of stuff. And they've got to go in with their passport. They're like, oh god, oh my god, you got to jump through 10 hoops to prove it's you, and then you lose 2% on top of all of that. So
right,
like,
right.
why do that when I could just be my own self custodian?
Not
I
only
could self
that,
custody
bro.
my own
You,
US dollar.
you you go through some of those services, bro. I know there was like a big old scandal where people were cashing in other people's money You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
you have an entity issue when you're transferring through a third party that can't identify if that third party is who they really say they are. You know what I'm saying? Like they can ask for documentation, but all that shit can be forged. You know what I'm saying? In this case, like you know the person, you know their public address. You don't have to worry about any of that shit.
So now you're looking at the end game. Crypto has the smartest developers in the world working on it. We've got a lot of US bonds tied into crypto between Tether, USDT, USDC, and Tether. We've got a lot of crypto bonds locked in. We've got BlackRock batting for us right now, shilling daily. We've possibly got an ETF coming for Ethereum, which then opens up DeFi to a lot of these banks. Crypto's winning, bro.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Crypto's winning. The fight has happened. The war's over. Like people need to realize the war is over. We don't need to legitimize crypto anymore. Crypto is legitimate. It's in the stock market. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, what the fuck? What the heck you
Like,
talking about, bro?
like
Yeah.
like in 2018, hey, you know about Bitcoin? People looking at you like you're some kind of criminal.
Right.
Now this shit's on the stock market. This is normal.
Yeah.
This is normal conversation.
Right.
These motherfuckers through their teeth when they're looking at the top 10. They have to talk about Bitcoin because the rest of the ETFs ain't doing damn shit. Ain't doing nothing. Gold stagnant. Well,
Right.
let's look at the top 10. Oh, and Bitcoin's up another 35%, and gold is up 0.8%. Mm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, bro. It's facts, bro. I
oh,
mean,
then the next day, like it's a close game. Close
yeah.
game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So imagine everything that we're funding, like, oh yeah, this is bullshit. Oh, it was at 40K. Now it's at 70K. And that was in 2 months. You think MFs are not shaking right now?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
now
100%.
imagine when they start telling those guys at 150K, 3x, 6 months. They're gonna be like, fuck this, man. I'm going all in. All in. Here it's at quarter mil. Balaji starts coming out and says, I told you it was going to a million. Cathy Woods comes out and says, hey, this is the low. You're not gonna get it any cheaper than this. Goddamn Larry Fink is getting appraisal from his holders who are telling them you're a genius, you're amazing, man. I bought in I bought in at 30K. This shit's now at 250K. I just think like these motherfuckers never seen a 10x in their life, man.
Right.
They're
Right. I
getting
mean, if you're
shocked
coming,
sometimes.
if you're coming from the stock market world, bro, these are fat gains, brother. This is,
This is ridiculous.
in a whole cycle in the stock market, you're hoping for something like this. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
They're not hoping,
and that's on a degen end. You know what I'm
they're not
saying?
hoping for 20%.
Yeah.
The best
Yeah.
trader on the stock market makes 20% a year. The best trader.
Right. That's fucking Yo,
The most cracked trader on the stock market, the guy who's getting 5, 10 figure salaries, being the best in the world, is getting 20% a year.
facts.
Now you telling these boys about 10x in 1 hour, 10x in 2 hours, 2x in a month.
Yep.
This is ridiculous, bro.
Yep. 100%.
This is ridiculous. In those old boys clubs, the conversation is Bitcoin. When did you buy?
Right.
Yeah, man. Larry Fink put it out there at $33. I went straight in. I didn't doubt anything. And now it's at $56. I think I'm going to sell some. No, I don't think I'm going to sell any. I don't think I'm going to sell any. This thing 2x's every year on
Right.
average.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not selling anything. Well, the next halving, now listen here, the next halving is in 2028.
Right.
And I need a nice position because look at the charts, these guys. Look at the charts. Every halving, the price is almost 3 times double. So if I deploy $1 million here in 4 years, I get $3 million back. What do you think?
Right.
That's the kind of conversations these guys are talking.
Yeah.
Well, if I deploy $1 billion here in 3 years, I'm gonna have $3 billion.
Right.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
What's your net worth? $50 billion net worth. I'm gonna put down 500 M in the hope that I come back to 3 M, 300
3
or
bill.
what is it? 1.5 bill.
Yeah.
1.5 bill. Is that affordable risk? That's affordable risk, dude.
Yeah.
So the conversation for these guys is completely changed.
Yeah.
And the naysayers are there, like crypto, man, the bull market cycle is gonna be done, bro. When the bear market comes back, no, dude. Look at the logic. Every all-time high has never gone back to painful lows. So we start from $1,000 to $20,000 in 2018. That's when I got in. I bought that top. Crypto retraced back to $3,000. So whoever had it at $1,000 is still 3x,
Right.
right?
Right.
2020, Bitcoin goes from $3,000 to $69,000. It retraced to 15K. How did they get? So the guy who bought the 3K, did he lose? Still 5x, bro.
Right.
Still 5x. So now we're in this bull market. What if we go to 120, or if we go to 250 and pull back to 80, maybe 100? How is the guy who bought at 60 lost? No, nobody loses when they buy the all-time low from Bitcoin. So you mean to tell me Bitcoin is going to go all the way down past 15, all the way down to 10?
Yeah.
Who's selling?
Right.
Nobody's selling, dude.
Nobody's selling.
The
Everybody's
earliest,
buying.
literally, the earliest, even these stock markets, the earliest these guys can sell is 2025 November, before the tax hits them. If they sell any earlier, they're just going to get wrecked by the tax.
Right. Yeah. No, it's
They're locked in,
yeah.
and then you've got the halving. That's going to make things more difficult.
Well, this is
Here's
so what you're saying pretty much is like people are, back then like this shit was just a gamble, but now, obviously we got the institutions coming in now, and motherfuckers are really now thinking of a, long-term hold as opposed to like, I'm gonna sell off, next bull run, try and time the market.
I, I think people think nobody thought about this 10 years ago. And I think people don't know what happens next, what happens after institutions. The people who don't know what happens after institutions are the ones who are calling for lower. Because I'll tell you right now what happens after institutions: hyper Bitcoinization. That's what happens after institutions. Hyper Bitcoinization means every single person in the world owns or has some form of Bitcoin.
Right.
Now, you divide 21 million Bitcoin by 8 billion people. Hard, dude. You mean to tell me 8 billion people all put in $10? How much you talking about?
Right.
8 billion people all putting in $10. You're talking about 800 billion, billions and billions and billions of dollars, dude. You're talking about trillions. Hyper Bitcoinization. So let's now say, okay, everybody in the world is going to put in $10 or $100 or whatever the average works out to be. You're talking about crazy numbers. So now
Right.
you're telling me the only way a bank can issue new money is by owning Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin do they need to own? By the way, to be in the top 1% Bitcoin holders, you need 15 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's it. You want to be the 1% Bitcoin holders, you need 15 Bitcoin.
Yep.
What is that? Just short of a million right now.
15 times 70K.
Yeah,
Well,
just
I'm
short of
I'm
a
pretty
million. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's at a million. No, somebody fucking math.
And then you're telling me in February last year to be in the top 1% of Bitcoin holders, you need 150K. You needed 20, you needed 300K last year to be in the top 1%. This year, you need nearly $1 million.
How much you
So
said?
what does it
We said 15 Bitcoin.
remember for who's 15 Bitcoin? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mil 50.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
And last year was 300K. So what do you think is going to be in 2 years, 3 years? What happens when the banks need Bitcoin? What happens when the banks need Bitcoin? When banks are swapping dollars for giving out dollar loans in exchange for Bitcoin, what happens then? What's the price of Bitcoin then?
It's inevitable, man. It's inevitable. Like Well, you already see like all this playing out, bro. ETF. I know you guys have seen several Bitcoin ATMs, in like all these gas stations and public areas. Like the next thing is like bank issuance of Bitcoin. Like you're gonna be able to transact you know via cash or Bitcoin at some point through your
Now,
through your friendly or your favorite fucking financial institution.
now I'll give you some alpha right now. The guy who put the Bitcoin machines out in Asia, the guy who runs the Bitcoin machines in Asia, Bitcoin ATMs, he's a member of the MVC committee.
I knew this was coming.
He's rebuilding all older machines to be MVC machines.
Holy crap.
It's a game, dude.
Yeah.
People who know, who listen, see it. Those who can see the vision, see it.
Yeah. I'm with you,
This is
man.
what
I'm
Bitcoin
still
becomes.
holding. Still holding my space
Bro,
bags,
if
man.
this is what Bitcoin becomes, this is what Bitcoin becomes. What happens to the settlement layer that's making transactions of Bitcoin most basically free?
Right.
What happens to that settlement layer that's sitting at 80 million market cap right now?
Right.
It's not going to be Stacks. Stacks is more expensive than Bitcoin to transact. It's slow as heck as well.
Right.
It's not going to be any of these nonsensical things, Lightning Network, goddamn BVM. No, it's not going to be any of those. Nobody trusts them. People trust things that can't be changed, like proof of work. They trust proof of work. How do I know people trust proof of work? Bitcoin's at $1 trillion. That's that straightforward.
Yeah.
So what happens to those Bitcoin L2s? The biggest opportunity ever. Bitcoin L2s. It's a massive opportunity. People
Right.
just don't realize it.
Here's the crazy part too, man. Because originally we bridged into space through Ethereum. Like
Yeah,
that's
you can do that. Yeah.
right. So essentially, like at some point, space could be an intermedium between the two most giant economies in the crypto space.
Basically, that's the game. Space space becomes Web3. It just becomes the Web3 layer that
Right.
connects everything.
Right.
Because it's already got an EVM bridge. BVM bridge is in testnet now. You can actually try it out. It's in testnet.
Right.
Um, you know, so I don't say some people are crypto tourists. Some people are crypto tourists. They just here. They think it's all about price and making money. It's like, dude, when you make the money, what are you buying next? I had one guy in the Telegram today ask me what I'm selling this. There's a token I'm in there on base. Very bullish on it. It's called Frame. One guy in the Telegram said, I'm gonna sell my frame. I said, what are you buying next?
Right.
What are
Right.
you
No,
buying
it's
next,
no,
bro?
it's fucking true, dog. And you know what? That's look, man. I knew the moment we were getting into space, I knew that this is something that I wanted to keep long term. Like, bro, I don't want to trade, bro. We do that. We do degen shit because like we also want to make some of these gains or whatever, and some play out well and some don't, whatever. But this is like side money, right? The majority of our money go to our core tokens, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that we know we aren't going to touch for a long term. Like
Well,
my
people talk about life changing money, but
mhm.
I don't I don't think they think life changing money is winning, you know, getting a ticker and getting $500,000. That's not, you're gonna spend that money so fast. All right, you got $500,000, you cash out, you pay 30% in tax, right? Cool. You got like 300 K left. You buy a nice car, that's 80K gone. You've got what, you know, 220K left. You buy a house, you're done, you're zeroed out now. So how is that life changing money? Because now you're broke and you have a car you can't afford and you have a
Right.
house that you barely can pay the electric bills to. You're going back to work, boy.
You go back to work, boy.
Straight back to work.
Yo.
You go straight back to
Yeah.
work.
Oh
So
shit, man. You better put that McDonald's hat back on.
no, like this is what happens. This is what happens. Life changing money is when you buy into an ecosystem where the money is going to, dude, there's a crazy stat out there. This is a stat. Scary to think about it. In 5 years, on the Bitcoin standard, houses in the US are 87% cheaper.
On. Say that again.
Crazy.
Say that again. One more time.
If you're on the Bitcoin standard, it means you live through Bitcoin. You value everything through Bitcoin. Houses are 87 in the US are 87% cheaper.
Right.
So
Right.
a nice Mercedes Benz in 2018 would have cost you a brand new 2018 plate, everything, all the perks would have cost you 75K. At that time, that was 3.5 Bitcoin. Let's say 3 Bitcoin to be safe. 75K or whatever. Let's 4 Bitcoin actually to be safe. 4 Bitcoin. Yeah. Because the 20K was the top at 2018.
Right.
So, that's 80K right there.
Okay.
To buy a brand new 2024 plate BMW right now today, or Mercedes Benz right now today, it's 75K.
Yeah.
1 Bitcoin.
Right.
That's
Right.
the change, dude.
Right. And for those of you that aren't comprehending what he's saying is, yo, like you saved up 10K fiat, and that 10K put in back at 20K Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like you're no longer living on the fiat standard. You're now living on the Bitcoin standard, and at which point now your money is moving with Bitcoin, which essentially is outpacing every single market. So at some point, things are going to look very affordable from the top because
super cheap.
Yeah, because you're at the most top of anything that's topping out. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's crazy, dude.
it's the only way
Crazy,
things are going to be affordable is if your money is moving with something that's outpacing pretty much every single market in the world.
And people who are playing in crypto just don't get their heads around that. So how do we bring this full circle? I'm saying space is an exponential growth asset. Space did a 10x last year. If it does another 10x next year, it means that everything versus space just went down by like 99%. By the way, 800 million market cap, everything in IRL just went down 99%. If you're holding space, if it 10x's.
You know it's crazy, man. The market cap on space right now, per coin gecko is $53 million.
Crazy, dude.
We literally
Crazy.
talked about like shit that has moved. I mean, just look at Solana, bro. Like if space did anything close to what Solana is doing right now,
And this is the problem. This is the problem. It's decentralized. Decentralization is the problem at the start, but as you mature, it becomes the strength.
yes,
Solana right now can say they can do a board meeting and they can pay $100 million, buy a stadium, pay another $50 million, plug it on Joe Rogan's show, do another $10 million, get goddamn Rihanna to do a performance, just like that. Space can't do that.
right,
Space can't do that
right,
because every MFA in the DAO has to agree to do that.
right.
Every space holder has to say, yes, let's buy the stadium. Oh my gosh, that's going to take forever to convince people. Yes, let's pay Rihanna to wear a space t-shirt at the Super Bowl. Like, how long is that going to take? By the time we come to a decision, the Super Bowl's already happened.
Right.
And that's
Right.
the problem with decentralization. What you need with the space is you need builders or motivators to come in and start creating those opportunities on their own back.
Yeah. I think we're starting to see that, bro. I think we're starting to see that in some of these ecosystems, bro. That's why I'm still holding bullish sentiment towards a lot of things like space, and I think Pulse Chain too, bro. Just I mean, just launch alone, bro. Like launch, bro. Like that entity itself could be one of those entities to really grow the ecosystem. Like same with space, you just need an entity to come in and really just fucking start cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, yeah, it's
And all those things take time. I think
yeah,
space is 1 year old, dude.
yeah,
If you're buying space, you gotta start thinking in 5 years, what's up? All I'm saying is, all right, you don't trust it. Do this for space. It's NFA, obviously, but just buy one space a week. At
right,
the end of the year, you have 52 space. If you're if you're right, if you're wrong, you've wasted, $1,000. If you're wrong, you wasted $1,000 that year. But you could waste $1,000 on a lot of shit.
right. I mean, if you take it into account, like you're going out every fucking weekend, you're spending at least $100 minimum, because
Literally.
especially nowadays, you're probably not getting out of any sort of joint under $100. You know, you're definitely looking between 100 and 200 for maybe one person comfortably. And you do that every fucking weekend because I know there's motherfuckers doing that. We used to do that when we were younger, bro. You know what I'm saying? Guilty.
Exactly, dude. And like, then you gotta say, right, what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is space goes down to 25 million and you lost half your money. What's the best case scenario?
You're
Space
you're
gets adopted as a Bitcoin L2.
yeah. The best case scenario, everything got really really cheap to you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything,
Like
yeah.
space, space at space at 5 billion or 8 billion market cap is around $5,000 a token. $5,000 a token, and you were buying them at $20 a piece. You know, a
Oh
thousand dollars
God.
on space right now is around flipping. What is that? 500 space,
Yeah.
50 space. Is that 500 or 50 space? 50 space.
Yeah.
$1,000 a token, 50 space.
That's 5 mil.
That shit goes up to $5,000, dude.
I mean, hold on. You said $5,000 a token at you said at 8 billion market cap.
At 8 billion market cap, yeah.
8 billion market cap, $5,000 a token, and you got like 50 tokens. Let's math that, because I'm terrible at fucking math. Sometimes
250K, bro.
5K times
250K
50, 250K, my friend. 250K
on $1,000.
for what? Yeah, that's that's crazy. That's
That's the
crazy.
numbers we're talking about, bro. That's the numbers we're talking about. What's the worst case scenario? You lose 50%.
Right.
You're $500 in 5 years. Like, god damn.
Oh man.
Or you walk out with $250,000 in 5 years.
Bro, here's the thing that
Like,
people don't understand. I know $1,000 seems like a lot, right? It seems like a lot. But say you only have a fourth of $1,000, $250 to invest, and say you bought a fourth of what we just talked about in space, you're still at $62,000, like $62,500 off of $250 entry, like $250 investment. Like I,
here's the scary part.
you can't
Here's the scary part.
hold on, just no, you can't, like all you people out there, you can't tell me that you can't gather up $250, because I know damn well you guys have spent more than that in the previous couple weeks on stupid shit. Like 100%, you can do it. And Loki, like, just bro, if space got to that number, which I think it probably will, If everything goes well, it'll probably go beyond that. It's gonna be fucking crazy, but this is fucking realistic. Somebody making 62,000 off of a $250,000 investment. It's not fucking absurd in the crypto space. This is a normality for a lot of things in the crypto space, especially if you do your fucking homework. Go ahead, Tony.
Bro, so look at the logic now.
Mhm.
If space gets to $8 billion, why would it stop there?
Right. Right.
You got to think about the achievement that just happened. If space gets to $8 billion, it's going to 80 billion, and that's
Right.
not even 10% of Bitcoin's market cap.
Right.
Because by the time space gets to $8 billion, the use case is undeniable.
Yeah.
It becomes necessary for the Bitcoin ecosystem. At $8 billion, it becomes a necessary feature.
Right.
Stacks is at 3 billion right now, and it doesn't even connect to Bitcoin. It's just a hype that it's a Bitcoin L2. It's at 3 billion. What if a blockchain comes along that actually does something for Bitcoin and it gets to $8 billion? Why would it stop there? So now you're talking about $80 billion. I think space always runs a 25% valuation to Bitcoin perpetually. As Bitcoin goes up, space will always be 25% if it establishes that position as the official Bitcoin L2.
Right. Which is definitely doable, man. Especially if they do pull that off. If they do become Bitcoin's official layer two and a intermediate between Ethereum, like $80 billion is not absurd for something that's delivering this tech. You know what I'm saying? We've seen dumber
And
shit
you know,
get to that. I
you'll
mean,
get people, who'll be like, oh, but somebody else will just create a better blockchain that will steal the spotlight. No, wrong. You got it wrong. You got it so wrong. Proof of work doesn't work like that. Proof
facts,
of work doesn't work like that.
facts.
You've gotta put in the time, and you will never catch up because it's proof of work.
Yeah,
Space will always have more blocks than you. It
yep.
will always have more hash rate hours than you. It will always be safer than your asset,
Big facts.
and it will just keep going like that. So full hopium here gets to $80 billion.
I'm
Your
just
$1,000 is now $2.5 million.
I'm just saying, don't listen to us or listen to us, whatever the fuck. Not financial advice, but like if you guys are fucking around with something like this and it does hit, you're obviously looking at a fucking massive upside, especially if it hits something like $80 billion. Would be you guys aren't ready for that conversation yet. You guys aren't. But I'm just saying,
Bro,
an entry point of $100 at where it's at right now, and if it were to get to about 8 billion, $80 billion, you'd be up so immense you're going to kick yourself in the ass for not going in heavier. But with that, you know what I'm saying, DYOR, not financial advice, and also like never invest more than you're willing to lose, right? Obviously.
no, dude, let's help them with the DYOR. Well, let's do a DYOR of where this actually already happened before. This has already happened, guys. This already happened. It's not the first time it's happened. This has already happened. There's a
Right,
blockchain called Matic,
right.
and Matic was trying to be an L1 for a very long time, and then they pivoted and became an L2 for Ethereum.
Facts.
Matic went on to do a 500x in the 2020 bull run. 500x when they became an L2 for Ethereum.
Jeez.
It's already happened.
Yes, sir.
It's already happened. Like, we're not. If you want to do a DYOI, look at the blockchains that became L2s and look what happened to them. Matic became an Ethereum L2. Check the price. Check the chart. Check the market cap now.
Right. Sitting at
When I
a
was buying
$9
Matic,
billion market cap.
dude, when I was buying Matic, there were 8 zeros in front of it.
Fuck.
8 zeros, my guy.
Oh my
And
god.
that was in 2019,
Right.
and Matic became an Ethereum L2, and that was it.
Yep.
Once
When
once Matic was the first Ethereum L2. Arbitrum, Optimism, all these others just came later.
Yep.
They came later on. Matic was the first Ethereum L2. Look what happened once it was adopted. All-time high of $3, which is 33 billion market cap from where we are at now. So if you want to do DYOR, look at what the last L2 that was officially recognized as the L2, look what happened to that. It went through the roof.
In L2 to the second biggest coin, bro. Now in actual functioning L2 to the biggest crypto.
Dude.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't happen and it's just people just hype and say, yeah, this is bullish, oh my gosh, this is great, and the right influencers catch this, 1 billion market cap is enough already. Some of you are retired at 1 billion market cap. Some of these Lucid Bank MFs got like 10, 5, 50K in there, man. At 1 billion market cap, some of these guys are retired already.
Right.
Yeah, alone 80 billion market cap, like 80 billion market cap. You got 50K in there at 50 million market cap, which means, goddamn, it's a half a mil at 500 mil market cap, which means you've got a mil at 1 billion, which means you've got fucking 8 mils at 8 billion, which means you've got 80 mils at 80 billion. Like, some of these guys are already in there.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of people just ignore the noise. This is all noise right now. This is all bull market noise. This is all bull market noise. And maybe space needs one more bear market to prove itself.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs one more bear market. Maybe we top out at like 150, 200 this bull market for space, which is a nice 10x from here.
Well, we're fucking
But
we're saying 141 or not 141. No, we're saying 241. We're saying 241 Bitcoin, dog. This next run.
So imagine space tops out at like $150 this bull run. Tops out, chills out, dumps back to like $75 in the bear market. That happens eventually. The next bull run, space goes parabolic, dude. So maybe space has got one more bear market in it, one more before it melts faces. And you're going to be prepared to hold that, because one more bear market is 5 years old. It means it's tested and tried. It means more people know it. It means the community is growing. There's utilities, there's use cases. It's now unproven. So when the new money starts coming in the next bull run, it's going to start where everybody's making the most noise. And guess what? The new money started. We went straight into Solana this bull market because Solana was making the most noise.
Yeah. No, I mean it's like that, man. I mean, bro, Injective really didn't do much when it first launched. I think it launched back in 2021, and it just now started to do something last year or something like that. And I mean, so like just like you said, maybe it does need another bear market, before it does something, or not, or this could be, the absolute bottom to something absolutely fucking massive, and everybody's gonna kick themselves in the ass because they didn't want to sacrifice a fucking night of drinking to, invest in their future, whatever, not financial advice.
I want to see what happens to the hash rate. I think after the halving, which is this month, I want to see what happens to the hash rate of space. That's the one thing I'm watching.
Yeah.
Whether the Bitcoin miners who are priced out turn their rigs and start mining this token instead.
Dog, that shit's gonna be. I can see it happening, bro. Dog, if there's like a heavy influx, people don't know how fast the price is going to move. It's gonna be at a fucking snap, and before you know it, these levels that we're at right now are no longer a thing ever again.
So that's what I'm watching, because the people who are mining, they see space. Space is the top 5 most mined coins in the world. Top 5.
Wow.
Most mined coins in the world. So miners see it. They see it. They know it exists. They know all about it.
Right.
You wait until they feel the pain of the Bitcoin halving, and some of them might just switch their rigs over, and then you start seeing the volume. Then you start seeing the hype that comes along with it.
Yeah,
Once
100%.
these
I can
miners,
see
if
it.
their rig's over and they become 100% bulls, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
So that's another little catalyst that we're waiting for, and it's happening this April.
Yeah, we're about to find out. We got 20 days and 18 hours till the Bitcoin halving, and we're going to fuck around and find out. We're going to find out for real. With that being
Just
said,
wait to see, dude.
I think we're gonna wrap it up here, man, because we're about to go on to 3 hours now on stream. Any final words you'd like to put out there, Tony?
Yeah, dude, guys, join the Telegram, man. Like, we always having these conversations, always having these streams. We also do a show called Invest where we share more like traders, day-to-day trading and stuff like that. Um, I've got a podcast as well that I put out on space and my convictions and my ideas and stuff like that. So I'm here, man. I'm always here to help
Hell
people
yeah, man. Put your
um
put your handle
on the
out there
journey,
for
dude.
everybody, man. It's Tony bet. Is it
Underscore, yeah.
underscore Tony bet
20bet
underscore
underscore.
on Twitter? Make sure you guys follow Tony bet underscore. And just go and look through all his stuff, man. Look through everything he's been doing, everything he's been talking about. Go check out Lucid Punks too, man. Shout out Lucid Punks, fam. Um, and but yeah, man. Tony, thank you for coming in. Goddard, you still there, big dog? My boy probably fell asleep, dog. He's didn't even know what to say. My boy's
Yeah.
just he's eating his top ramen, just listening to us right now. Um, but anyways, yeah, thank you, big dog. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Goddard, for joining earlier. He was helping me out with the stream earlier. Shout out to him. Shout out to Super Comic Guru. He, even though he's not here physically, he still participated a little bit as much as he could before having to knock out. And but yeah, man, thanks, Tony. Thanks for coming through, big dog.
Dude, let's do more, man. Let's do more. I'm
Yes,
down,
sir.
man.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's
Yes,
get it.
out, man. Because
Next,
we already had an hour, dude. We need a full 3 hours, dude. We need
yeah,
a full 3 hours. We
100%,
need a
bro.
full 3 hours.
Yeah, let's do it. We're
Whenever
gonna
you're
do
ready,
it.
man.
We yeah, no, let's do it. Let's plan some shit for next weekend. And let's get a little more organized and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it, bro. I think we can have a phenomenal fucking stream next stream. If you're down for it, we'll stay in talks about that.
Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%.
All right,
All right.
100%. Well, that's Tony
Thank
Bet
you, man.
underscore on Twitter signing out. Your boy Super Comic Guru couldn't be here, but he's signing out. And your boy Pete Crypto LBC. You already know. Follow me. And every beautiful person has been on this streaming fucking journey. But yeah, man, best of wishes to everybody. Wish you the biggest and the most gains. Yeah, that's Los Bros Crypto. Bang bang. Yeah.